Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber.
Bang, boom, the sound consumes. Get the ill style in this shit up.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this shit up.
Cyber. Cyber.
Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber. Cyber. Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber.
Bang, boom, the sound consumes. Get the ill style in this shit up.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this shit up.
Cyber. Cyber. Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber.
Bang, boom, the sound consumes. Get the ill style in this shit up.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this shit up.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber.
Bang, boom, the sound consumes. Get the ill style in this shit up.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this shit up.
Cyber.
In this shit up.
Cyber.
Everybody know it's every man comes.
Cyber. 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 Cyber.
Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this shit up.
Cyber. Hey guys, and welcome back. It's day number 2 of PUBG Blind Spots. I'm Up Howard, joined by the amazing fALECX, and as I said, it's day number 2 folks. We had an outstanding showing though. 4 teams now down to 3. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to 1, but every single game yesterday brought something new to the table.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's been an explosive day yesterday. We had amazing matches, amazing strategies, and a whole lot to learn here for PUBG Blind Spot. I'm looking forward to these games today, Mark. I'm thinking, honestly, with the way these games have gone yesterday, with how much improvement there has been, that we're going to see yet another entirely different strategy today. And I can't wait for match 1. I can't wait.
We don't have to wait that long, but you are right. And what I will remind everyone, though, is that actually the speed at which these teams learnt things yesterday was tenfold than we have seen before. Strategies were coming out, game plans were playing, but more importantly, it was super, super hyped. And more importantly, absolutely loved every second of it.
Absolutely. Look, this is the interesting thing that we talked about at the very beginning of the broadcast yesterday, right? How quickly will these players adapt? It's a new game, right? It's just launched. It's literally just gotten into early access. By the way, I know we're going to say this multiple times throughout this podcast now, but you can download it. It's entirely free. There's no in-game microtransactions whatsoever at this point. So literally, go download it on Steam. It's free. You can get it. And that also means in turn, though, most of these players couldn't have played that much. We do have some of these players that have played a lot, and we're going to get to that in a second as well when we get to the kill leaderboard. But you can see very drastically who really has these levels, who's maybe played a couple of ranked games as well. But for the others, for the most part, the players that haven't had a big amount of time yet, that haven't maybe even reached level 10 yet, you can see how much they have specifically improved throughout the matches yesterday. First match, drastically different to the fourth one. And that just goes to show you, it's a game that's easy to pick up, but hard to master.
Well, the first match was drastically different than the fourth. Day number 1 is drastically different than day number 2. We've got to pause to the prize pool, but more importantly, we've got a special celebration performance, though, prepared for you, fALECX. But look, tell the people what's coming up, because this is a special one.
Yeah, before we head into the grand finals today, because be reminded, this is the last day, we will have a special celebration performance. Whoever's gone in-game and has maybe been in the main menu, maybe listened a little bit to what's actually going on, you might have realized that this soundtrack that you're listening to is from a specific K-pop band, a live electronic band called Idiot Tape. And they're known for their very powerful sound, high energy performances. They can be seen on festivals and all sorts of stuff. They performed last year, the big set in Portugal, for example, and they've put a really strong reputation for specifically that kind of music on the international stage. And today, we'll actually be hearing them live. So the tracks you'll hear today, Crip Battle is one of them, and Blind Spot, that's literally the name of the title, the name of the song as well, you will be listening to live. And they're officially composed by Idiotape as part of the PUBG Blind Spot original soundtrack. I'm looking forward to that, Mark.
Well, it's no time to wait. Let's get straight into it. As I said, the performance is coming up. Let's get this stage pumping, though, because it's PUBG Blind Spot day number 2. It's the final couple of rounds. They're coming up.
And be reminded, guys, before we get into the heat of the moment here, the heat of the music, today's set also includes some of their signature tracks that have defined their live shows, their festival appearances worldwide. I've been talking about this. They performed throughout the entirety of our beautiful words, and thus making this a truly exclusive live experience, guys. Listen to this. It's also not every day, Mark, that the team behind the game sounds, tracks, takes the stage themselves, right?
I love that just taking over the office. Imagine coming to the office and seeing this. You'd be like, this is cool.
Yeah, it is. "17 people, by the way, in that PUBG Blind Spot development team. Been working on it for about a year and a half now. Small but dedication. Small but dedicated. The office is giving it up for Idiotype, and honestly, I hope so are you back at home. But unfortunately, or rather, sorry, fortunately for you guys, much fortunately, it is not over. We haven't even gotten to the PUBG blind spot songs yet, Mark, have we?
Nope, this is pumped, I'm telling you.
I feel like playing, Mark. I feel like playing. That's what I'm feeling like.
No, you can't play. We've got to watch the performance.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet, but I feel like playing to these songs. You understand what I'm saying?
Mate, imagine listening to this before the ground. This would get your team pumped.
Oh, yes. Just in case you guys don't know, this is actually recorded inside the Crafton office, where Mark has actually been, and he keeps telling me I've been to this office. So this is indeed a live performance to everyone that's inside the office at this point in time, which honestly is a much needed work benefit perk that I'd like to have as well. This man needs a pause mark. He's just giving it all.
I love it. If you haven't stood up already and started dancing, you've got to get up. Get the headphones out.
Okay.
Turn the speakers up. White people,
Okay.
it's blind spot time. You should know this song. Let's get it. Insane performance. If the hairs on your arms are not standing up right now, get that game downloaded just for the soundtrack alone.
If this is what greets you when you open up the main menu, then just, be reminded the game is just as good.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, no time to waste. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you tell me. You've been in the office.
Well, I'm going to tell you, someone's very special. Why?
Oh, yes.
Hate fALECX, right? But I feel like he's now being roped into what they're in.
Well, we're about to find out. Oh, is that? Oh, that's.
Don't drop it.
I shouldn't drop it yet.
No, don't drop it.
No, I am good.
No, you can drop it. I mean, don't drop the cake.
Oh, don't drop the cake. So, if you guys don't know, this is the lead developer. This is the executive producer of PUBG BLINDSPOT, making an experience right here. He's in charge of the entire ARC team at PUBG Studios, and he's currently also in charge of developing PUBG BLINDSPOT. It's a 17-man team, and what you're seeing right now, once again, is live from the Crafton office. So that's him. That's him having the honors of cutting this cake for the release of early access of PUBG BLINDSPOT, ladies and gentlemen. That's how amazing this entire journey has been for them. So once again, in case you guys haven't downloaded the game yet, we're gonna be reminding you guys through the rest of the stream, obviously once more, but now really is the time to do it. For development, by the way, for Sheng Mingyong has been 1.5 years. That's how long they've been working on this game, and that's been some months ago already, so it must have been probably over 2 years at this point that they've started. And that probably even is without all the iterating at the start, finding ideas, finding a niche that kind of works, you know, finding something unique in terms of gameplay as well. That's just pure development life cycle. And the last 2 years have brought us to this point. Once again, that was executive producer of PUBG BLINDSPOT, leader of the ARC team at PUBG Studios, Seung Myung Yang. So if you download the game and you enjoy it, just shoot him a message. Show your appreciation. That's what I'm gonna do. There he is again. On the couch in the background, we might have noticed him once more. Executive producer Sung Myung Young. There he is again on the right side. Just to give you guys a heads up once more.
Wow, wow, wow. What a performance. One more time. That was insane. In the Crafton office as well. Talk about doing a bit of dev work, building an amazing game. And you just walk downstairs and it is rocking like that. That's what we need, though. It's day number 2, fALECX. As we remind everyone that has maybe just jumped in, we're getting the party started because there's money on the line today.
15,000 US dollars. Once again, be reminded, this is what's up for grabs. 7,000 US dollars for the first place. We're going to find out who that is after a very short break. Briefly, I don't think we're there yet, but in a second, I believe. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, the teams today, once again, are three of the best three of the teams that we've seen yesterday, one of which, unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to. That was Little Pichu, be reminded. But the rest of the teams, unchanged, except for one on Subroza's side. We're going to get to that in a second as well. But Prod has finally come back alive. Unfortunately, he wasn't there yesterday. We had to stand in for him. But Subroza's team, as a result of such, is the full 4-man stack, the full 5-man stack now, today as well.
Well, as fALECX says, look, we have to take a quick break, but don't go too far away. No. Get your drinks, get your popcorn. Why? This is going to be cinematic action. We've got it coming up. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
consumed. Get the ill stylish, yo, cyber. Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man come cyber. Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this yo, cyber. Cyber. Everybody know it's every man come cyber. 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 Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man come cyber. Bang, boom, the sound consumes. Get the ill style in this shit off cyber. Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man come cyber. Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this shit off cyber.
Welcome back, everyone. I told you not to go too far away. For those that have just joined in and thinking, what the hell is going on here? My name is Mark Power. I'm joined by the amazing fALECX, and this is a sponsored stream, though, by PUBG Blind Spots. We've taken over Dokibird. Why? Because we've got money up for grabs. It's a special event. We invited 4 teams to compete out for the lion's share of the prize pool, fALECX, and things already got heated up, though, on day number 1. Day number 2 is about to kick underway, and there's a lot, though, these teams need to compete before they can get themselves on the prize pool.
Yeah, once again, $15,000 up for grabs. It's not just the honor of beating each other. As content creators, it's obviously about money as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be having some interviews with the team leaders once again very briefly, but here it is again, just as an overview of you guys at home. So $7,000 I've said it before for the first place, split across these teammates. Second place, $3,000, and third place is $2,000. So that means, in turn, every team that has come here today, every team that has made it here today, so essentially every team except Lead Peach, to put it bluntly, has already secured themselves a big bag of money, Mark.
Yep, everyone is looking for the money. With 15,000 obviously up for grabs, you mentioned the lion's share is going towards first. But there is also some other prizes, and more importantly, everyone at home is going to be able to get involved, though. MVP is going to be able to get $2,000 though, and also the kill leader is going to be able to back themselves a $1,000 paycheck as well. So it's not just about the winning as the team, there is individual, plus you might need to show some love to chat, more importantly. The MVP stuff, though, obviously is going to be caught out, and obviously you guys at home, when we get the winning team confirmed, you'll see it appear. If you're in Twitch chat, you'll see it appear, and obviously you'll have to get your votes in of who you believe should take the MVP prize away for that team. So make sure, get your notepads out, everyone. Take notes, though, of the players that you're enjoying watching. You think they can bring their A game, because you might be able to bag them some more money.
Yeah, it's not for nothing. Once again, $2,000 could be going into the back of your favorite streamer. You might be able to, convince them to maybe get that back in Twitch subs to the channel, something like that. I don't know. You'll have to talk to your favorite streamer of choice. Be that as it may, $2,000 once again, and you'll be the judge of that. You'll be the judge of that in the Twitches. So make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to stay active. We've had a bunch of active chatters yesterday, so that was quite nice to see. So I'm not worried that we're going to see lots and lots of people voting inside that Twitch chat as well.
Yep, it's going to be important. Make sure more to come with that, though. But we need to remind everyone that where we're at, how we got here, and obviously what is coming up. So the standings, MOODA, though, won all 3 games yesterday, and it was a heated battle, especially between them and Team Doki. They obviously then went through. They got 5 match points. Subroza, though, on the other side, fALECX, didn't have the best start, did they? They lost the first game, but was able to kind of work their way through. That's why they find themselves sitting second.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see Dokibird there in third place, and at the same time I'm not, just because of how well Team Subroza came back and how much they were able to clutch yesterday. We said it during the matches as well. There were a couple of rounds, especially in the matches between Subroza and Dokibird. Let's be honest, they could have gone differently and should have gone differently towards the team of Dokibird. And then that leaderboard will look a whole lot different as well. And Team Subroza would be in third and not the other way around. But be that as it might, once again, semi-finals are here, so that doesn't really matter all that much anymore. They will have to duke it out. Who makes it to the finals against Team MOODA?
Yeah, and as you can see the bracket though, MOODA obviously has punched the golden ticket towards the final, so can sit back, relax, take down the game strats though, because they're going to be looking for the semi-finals. Obviously, semi-finals we mentioned though, the first matchup this evening is going to be though Subroza versus Team Dokibird though, as they've got to work through a best of 3 before obviously they can get themselves through to that grand final. Kill leaders though, well, if you need a win, you back yourself a Gomez, because the GOAT climbed the mountain, 37 kills.
Wow.
He's topping the table at the moment, so close to taking that kill leader money.
I mean, he looks the part as well. His icon really doesn't do him enough justice, but yeah, if I'd see that in the lobby, I'd already know. I mean, I'm dying. You know, I'm dying a lot, and that's what he gave the enemies yesterday as well. We saw aces from Super Gomez, we saw clutches from Super Gomez. We've seen just about everything from this guy. Same goes for Kamali and Heavenly Father. These guys are close on his heels, way closer than I would have expected, to be honest. I thought Super Gomez had the most clutch potential yesterday, and I thought because of that, maybe he would have been further ahead, but he really isn't. It's 35, 34, 34. Quite the difference, especially if you look at Clouding Dynamic as well. Quite the difference to the Korean tournament. So if you've watched that, the kill leader was up by 14 frags. That's just not the case here. Everyone's got a chance at the prize money. Everyone's got a chance of taking home the big trophy of being the kill leader here in this very first really big PUBG BLINDSPOT tournament.
Yeah, look, I like Dynamic as well, because with Subroza, though, only the one really getting up there. The others obviously are back in 2 apiece in the teams, though. But the lineups, though, for the semi-finals, as we bring you guys back, though, as we mentioned before, those 2 teams need to duke it out first in a best of 3. Once we then get decided from there, they will go their way through towards that grand final. And as fALECX has just said, we've seen some outstanding play. But don't forget, they've played each other yesterday. So for me, fALECX is about going back, checking out the VODs, because they're going to try and figure out how they can kind of overcome, especially for Team Doki.
Yeah, man, it's going to be so interesting seeing these 2 teams fight it off yet again, because I feel like these were the closest matches yesterday as well. Like by far, actually. These are the games that gave us clutches. These were the games that gave us aces. These were the games that gave us these insane strats. I mean, I cannot stop thinking about that one round from Doki, the second to last one that we saw in the second to last game from them, the second to last matchup from them. So I'm interested to see how they perform today. Honestly, I think whoever trained the most after yesterday might be having a little bit of an advantage.
I think that's key. I think that is key. And obviously, you've got to go back. You've got to check out the VODs, because you've got to understand what's going on. But we're getting those. Someone's trying to take back their channel. Dokibird, welcome in. You said to us yesterday that you only wanted to win 1 match, where you got more than 1. You got yourself through to the final. Big GGs. Yeah. Well done. Look, what are you bringing to the table this evening, though? Because you've got to get through the semi-final and you've got to get back a win.
So I told my team, I was like, guys, we have to make it past this round, because I have to still stream if we get knocked out. So please, I do not want to do the walk of shame and continue to be live after getting knocked out of my own tournament. So please. And then my team was like, well, just got to get your 1s. And I was like, guys, we have to have a better strategy than getting our 1s, guys. No, you're right. You just got to get your 2s. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess. So that's our strategy. We each try to get our 1s, and then we'll win, I guess.
Well, we saw your strategy. I was listening back to your VOD, and in the breaks, you were talking about strategy. Look, final question for me, though. Are you changing anything up today, though, coming into the semi-finals? Or is it just about getting your 1s and getting a kill and moving on?
Apparently, we're just going to try and get our 1s, and then we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll adapt on the fly. We'll see. That's the beauty of our team. We don't know what we're doing. And if the team doesn't know what we're doing, then like we win, I guess. Like if they don't know what we're doing.
Well, look, Dokibird, I'm going to take it. I've got to love and leave you, because you need to get ready. You need to get yourself in a lobby. So best of luck. We'll see you, though, on the battleground shortly. Get out of here. Go do some prep work with the team and get them G'd up.
Good luck.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you again, guys. GG's. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Getting the 1s, Mark. Getting the 1s. That's all it comes down to, isn't it?
Well,
ultimately, I mean, if you do it the 1s, though, I mean, technically she's right. You know, technically she is right. Get the 1s and you get the W.
If you take the one at a time, then you find yourself in the final. I like it. I like the simplicity of that. We saw a little bit yesterday, though, a little bit of overcomplication and a little bit of fear mongering, and it was all about the numbers. And I got this biggest rank, and talk about biggest rank, and the team that came in with little to no experience of the game, though. Subroza came in. You might have got the loss on number 1, mate, but GG's, you got yourself through to day number 2. What a strong finish. Are you building on the momentum, though, again today?
I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, today is gonna be even better because we have a secret weapon named Prod.
We see.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know how MOODA calls himself the chosen one? Yeah, that is the real chosen one, Prod. and you know, yesterday we might have had less hours than the other teams, but after one game, I already feel like we were better than them. So coming in today, I'm pretty sure we have better chances actually.
I've got one question for you, though, before we have to let you go.
Like
you have to get in the lobby, right? You were the one team yesterday that kind of, especially from an attacking side, you kind of stuck together. You was using the shield and you're kind of breaching your way through as a unit. Are we going to see that again today? I know you don't want to give away too much strategy, but you were really the one team that was a shining light with that kind of game strat.
No, we're not going to all be 5 in the same spot. Honestly, today we're coming, because I know they VOD reviewed. Today I'm gonna play a lot different. Okay, we have a big surprise for the other teams.
Nice to see. You gonna give us away a little bit of surprise, just a little bit? Come on, give us a little indication, a little clue.
I will be crouching around corners.
Okay.
I will be playing sneaky today.
Okay, I'll take it. So, bros, look,
that's all I'm giving.
Best of luck with especially crouch and sneaky plays, though. We'll see you guys. You've got to get through the best of 3. So, again, much love. Get yourself in the lobby, though, because the game is going to be kicking off shortly.
Thank you.
I like that.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, there is a mechanic where if you crouch down and you wiggle left and right, there's a way that you can kind of, I mean, not technically shoot around corners, but you can, you know, the big thing about winning an aim fight is you have to kind of be careful which side you're coming from, right? Because the shoulder you're shooting from is always going to be the right side. So if you wiggle around a little bit, maybe that's what you're referring to. You can shoot around and kind of change the weapon towards the left-hand side, maybe get a little bit better of an angle. But, I mean, who knows? It could be everything, honestly. It could be anything that he talks about.
But the thing is as well, especially from like a crouch, we worked on it as well. If you crouch your way through, you wiggle yourself in, you can actually catch a lot of people off because not everyone's as quick, especially when they're hitting that control button and bringing that aim gun down. But there's one thing we don't need to bring down, and that is the gentleman that just jumped in. MOODA, what are you saying? You punched yourself a golden ticket straight through to the final. I've got a question for you, though. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage? Are you happy to be sitting on the sidelines and watching these game outplay, or would you rather be on the battlegrounds duking it out?
What? What type of... What? Of course I'd want to be in the finals.
Oh, mate. I thought you was competitive yesterday. Okay. I thought you was going to go, do you know what? I want to kill everyone through to the finals.
No, you know, it's honestly, it's a blessed opportunity. I know Subroza is all talk. You know, he will not be crouching on his corners because I will be using my recon on him and finding exactly where he is, and I'll be shutting him and his entire team down because, because our team is just better. Yep.
Damn.
Love it.
Okay.
You know, I don't really want to be too cocky here, but you know, I have a big plate of food here, and I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, all 3 games, I was eating, and I was just basically just beating everyone. It's just what it is. And that's how it is. You know, this game is the best game in the world.
Ooh, clip that, guys! You know, my word!
Everyone should download this game right now because this is going to be game of the year.
We like to hear that.
Download the game, eat some food. Hopefully it's a winner chicken dinner, right? Let's just get the tummy full. Look, final thing for me, though, before I let you go, because you have to sit back, relax. You might want to take some notes, but more importantly, you've got to finish the food, though. Are you guys changing anything up at all today, or are you bringing that same level of aggression that we saw in day number 1?
Well, let's just say I woke up with a 10-page Google Doc from my team captain initializing.
Nah, no way.
Yep. So basically,
is that actually true?
Yeah, absolutely. And
okay.
I absolutely studied that Google Doc, and we know everyone's counter and everything. So it's over from the start. It's done.
It's done, Mike. That's a GG.
Look,
it is GG's.
fALECX has money on the line. That's why it's important.
But you're not beating a 10-page Google Doc, man. You're just not beating that, Mark. You don't understand.
And you know what? What I like more about money is the respect.
Oh, yeah, you get that, especially if you bag the lion's share of the prize pool and potentially an MVP. So, look, we'll let you go chill. Thank you very much, MOODA. Obviously, GG's for yesterday. Best of luck again for today. We'll have to wait and see, though, who's going to be coming up against you, but we'll see you in a bit. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, guys. Thank you.
I love the confidence, man. MOODA oozes confidence. That's what I want to see. Look, fALECX, obviously, you're going to put you on the line. I'm going to ask you a straight-up question, right? Who do you think is going to be going for it? Who do you think is going to be taken on the 10-page Google document? I'm going to ask you outright because I knew who's going to ask me.
Like, that's just, I mean, if I would have known they were going to prepare for 10-page Google document, like that, I mean, that changes everything, doesn't it? But no, hands down, like, legitimately, it literally can. Like, I know I've been kind of joking just now, but the game that's so brand new, you know, you write yourself things down, you put in the extra work, just 3 to 4 hours of like actual deep in-depth work of how certain things are countered. We saw it yesterday with Wilson, for example, right? Subroza was the team that got countered for the very first time against something that no one else really had an answer to, right? Using the impact grenades against the shield of Wilson kind of renders him, I wouldn't say useless, because obviously he can still pick you apart, and the MP9 is pretty strong, and you still got the utility and stuff, but that's one ability gone just right off the get-go. And people figure stuff like that out, similar counters during the rest of the games, and I think at that point, you know, everything's open. If that's the type of stuff that's in the Google Doc, you know, it's a GG. It might actually be a GG. We'll see.
Well, if it's in the Google Doc, hopefully it says this one, though. Game number 1 of the semi-finals. It's time to go. We've waffled enough. We need to get a decider. We've got to pick on who's going to take on the 10-page Google document. Glasses on, game ready. Let us know in chat who you think is going to be taking this one, because we've got to send it into the battlegrounds.
I actually can't see anything, so I might just take them off. But be that as it may, guys, let's get into it. I'm so hyped for this one. It's the semi-final, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second day of Dokibird and her creator match. Just in time for the PUBG BLINDSPOT release. Once again, the game, is entirely free. There's no microtransaction at this point in time. It's literally, you have nothing to lose. The reviews have gone up the charts. There is no stopping this game. So make sure to download it right now. And actually, not right now. You know what? Wait for the tournament to finish, because you might learn some important stuff.
You might have a second monitor. You can download it right now.
Never mind. Download it on your second monitor.
On my phone. There is no excuse. Open up your phone, hit the download button. When you finish the stream, it's going to be there waiting and watching for you, because it is brand new. It's free. And more importantly, how good is the soundtrack, fALECX? Oh, my days. A hype way to start. And here comes the breach, though. Subroza, though, obviously, now on the defensive, obviously, Team Dokibird, though, picking the offensive. We saw this before. This is a close one. They've gone instantly for the plant. There's no one on site. They've completely committed towards A. They're not ready for this one. The plant is down. It's a 5 versus 5, and we're only just into round number 1.
That's interesting. Dicey keeps putting up the numbers, even on day 2. Takes down Yaz. And there it is, the first entry, but they've almost taken complete control of their bomb site. That's Dokibird opening things up. Gets one, gets a second. Oh my word, she's starting off strong. Has the opportunity for a third. Unfortunately goes down, but there it is. They will win the round anyways. And they've been struggling yesterday on attacking side, but they might have just prepared themselves a little bit better for today.
Oh my God, if you missed yesterday or missed the early access stuff, the beta streams that we done, it was all about the defense. The defenses were powerful, and it was about how creative could you be from an attacking force to try and tilt the tide in your favor. Research has been done. We saw a little bit yesterday where these teams were working down, but you've got to remember, Subroza, they picked the defensive. Dokibird's team, they picked the ones, but their ones was picking the map, and that there had a game, set, a match, though, and now they're on the upper hand.
Crazy stuff coming out here. Upper hand, indeed. Oh man, Mark, this is honestly, I mean, this was, once again, I know we've been saying this a million times because it's such a new game, and that's just like the big talking point of how much it's going to change between match number 1 and match number, like, what is this now? Match number 5 or 6? But that's really true. Look how much more fast-paced, look how much more confident some of these pathings have just been, how much more strategic utility was. Blue zone grenade together with the motion sensors, yet again from Clarice in the little bit of an action round beforehand, in the midst of the round. And stuff like that is exactly what I want to see. This is the improvement that you will have. This is the kind of experimenting that you will need to have as well at the start of a game like this. And man, I love this. Once again, Goldberg now being used. A little bit of extra HP. They will make their way inside of here. There's a counter play. Potentially on the side with Kayak, but not for now. Is that Subroza being caught off guard? Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, Subroza gets caught off guard. They fake it down, and they obviously were looking to go for that A plant. I like the scene they're kind of taking the strategy. We spoke about Subroza. This was the team using the shield before. They opted potentially not to go for it this time, but it looks like the shoe is on the other foot as they have to try and figure out how they defend against their strategy. They brought day number one. They charged through, but another will fall, though. It's a 2 versus 2. The plant's going to be there. The information is being gained to know exactly where they are. So they reposition that shield. That's going to be key for them. And there goes the health boost, though. Health boost will help. Unfortunately, it has to go down. They're trying to apply the pressure here. They've got to keep the pressure on Subroza, though. It's going for Sub-Zero, but the numbers are going to be down, and it's not going to be in their favor.
Oh, my word. And Gomez finishes off the round. That was a 3v2, ladies and gentlemen, and they still win it. That is nuts. And despite that early entry, it got so very close. I feel like, look, I don't want to call anyone out, but Prod, he had like 2 or 3 chances right here. I mean, yeah, if that's what Subroza was talking about, then they might need to step it up a bit.
Prod definitely bringing a different dynamic. One, you can't go back and VOD review that, right? Not here. Not going to get the intel. It's a complete different curveball. So we have to wait and see how the dynamic is. For me, though, it's just interesting. Team Doki is putting together a very strategic play, and it's aggressive. We now see the tide is turning. Is the offensive now becoming day number 2's meta? Is it all about who can win the offensive? And actually, it comes down to the switch revolt. Who's got a good defense and can counterplay what we're seeing? So far, for me, Subroza's not going for those impact grenades we've seen on mass. They're going storm more for kind of the barbed wire, but they're not deploying it on mass either. So I think they're missing a slight little trick, which they might need to convert and definitely take on board as we're looking now for round number 3.
It's a slow setup. Dokibird and Co once again sticking together. They've been playing this strat for quite some time now. Making sure to stick together to start, find an entry, and then kind of split apart, but they never really want to have that lurk role. And there it is, Goldberg and Wilson at the same time. That's a combination now that we've seen more than just once. Goldberg just rushes in, gets shut down though! And there it is, Southpaw with 1 fight bag, with 1 frag bag. Russ and Badger as well with 1, excuse me, but it's just not going to be enough. The trades are there, the defense is set and solid. And Team Subroza will take it away. That's 2-1. That's a much-needed point as well, Mark. If they wouldn't have gotten this one, oh my word, it would have gotten dark for them in the second half.
Look, you don't want to be going down to 3-0, especially when you're now swapping over. So we're going to see the team swap over. Doki will be now taking a defensive role. Subroza obviously now going to go for the offensive. Massive amounts of grenades being used. The frag's going to be up there for those guys. They've got the intel, though. And they've got silence, obviously, with Whistle. Being able to go up against those walls, get that intel from that pulse of that blue, or that blue chip detector, should I say. Big kills, though. Big kills. But it's not over yet. We've still got more rounds to play.
Look, I don't want to call out Subroza right now, but I kind of just feel like I have to, you know, with that cocky interview that he gave. What's about Prod? What about Prod, Mark? He's sitting on 0-3 right now. That cannot be the case for the rest of the tournament here. He needs to set up. We need to see Prod, the golden boy, as he called him, the secret weapon to come out and get some frags done. Because otherwise, this might be a short-lived semi-final, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, be reminded, this is about $15,000 just from second to third. That's $1,000 difference. And a whole lot more towards first place.
Yeah. They're going to set intel, a blue chip readout. Just double checking before they go for that breach. There's no one sort of lurking behind there. You're right, Prod does need to step up. He hasn't had the time, the reps, should we say, as we've already seen by some of these players. Heavily farm up, positioned up. They're going to be getting the intel now with the information coming through. We can now see the detector bleeping away. The only downside to that, fALECX, is not going to give the intel of how many are there. It's just giving them an indication there is someone there.
Yeah.
Unlike that one, you see definitely one ping. Lucky enough, didn't catch Gomez as he backed away just in time.
Yeah, look, the bigger problem is right now, they've chosen a side that was very well barricaded. I really like this coming out from Team Doki. They've really made their homework work. See how many barricades they've put up specifically towards this side. Without a breacher, without extensive utility now, they're going to have such a tough time getting in. Look at the time is already ticking down. That's Wilson being taken apart from Russian Badger, and that's what he needed as well. Goldberg's ability comes out, gets a little bit more HP now, but he needs to hit this, and he does. Dynamic is back on the leaderboard, but it's far from over. One more nade towards onside. Southpaw has to to be careful. That's a blue zone grenade coming up from Apex across the door as well. That's Dicey to make that even tougher. Subroza bring things back. Salvo with another one. And down to a 3v3 suddenly.
Drop out. That's such a powerful shot, though. They've got to try and stack up. Subroza gets one. They spin away. It's 3 versus 1 now. Definitely Father needs to dig deep, though. He needs a prayer. He goes for the crowd shot, but it's not going to win. The attackers win. They bring it back, though. 2-2 here.
Heavenly Father. I'm sorry for my original ignorance. I didn't know that was his actual name, but we got that sorted out yesterday. And ever since then, I cannot keep him out of my mind. He is just, he has been such a pillar for this team as well. Honestly, he's been such a pillar for this team. I'm looking forward to seeing some more from him. 2-2, it looks like one of the teams is now going to get match point. That's for certain. But who's it going to be? That's the big question.
This is what you want from a semi-final, so right? This is close. We don't want to run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the counterplay. I like the adaptation. We are seeing changes when it especially comes down to kind of the selection process of the characters. And we have seen a couple, obviously, look to swap very much in the last minute. Blaze, though, coming in for this one. I like Blaze. We talked a lot yesterday about those Molotovs that can launch through. With 3 of them, can be a really powerful defense, not just if you don't catch anyone, fALECX, but if you can get into a hallway, you're really going to slow down because the burn time is quite long on them.
Pretty good stuff from both teams so far. Highly technical, highly strategic round so far as well, to be honest. As it was Subroza and Co come up with, they will take a little bit of a different route. It's going to be north side entrance. That's a good spot coming out. Gomez still gets the one. How's that even possible? How did they just take down Subroza? That should not have been the case. Especially with an agent like Patch, that's a really dangerous peak. I mean, everything you've got is a little bit of foam, to be honest. That's usually not the type of, agent to make a play like this, but I guess it is if you call Super Gomez. I mean, at that point, nothing really matters, huh?
Stop hating on my Patch. I love that character. Stop hating on Patch. Patch is the one. You want to be able to see those walls go up. They're going to try and delay. He's going to have to go for a reposition here. He's not just Gomez today. He's Super Gomez. And now comes the shot. 4 versus 3, though. Subroza will fall down. Actually going to swap now. 4 versus 4. Reinforcements go down. Heavenly Father will fall, unfortunately, with his back. Oh, no, it's not just 1. It's at 2. It's down to a 2 versus 1 here. Can Subroza dig deep? Can we see a clutch up? But he has to go all the way back round. He has to get the encryptor, and his time is ticking. 1 minute left on the clock.
Mark, that was a 4K again from Super Gomez. That was a 4K again. No one else in that team has had any frags whatsoever in this round. It's Super Gomez from start to finish. He gets that first peek against Subroza, aggressive peek with a left-hand peek as well. Not only aggressive, but a left-hand peek as well. He should never have gotten that. Through the door frame while 3 people were fighting him, he falls back, has a perfect crossfire with his teammates to get 2 off the back of him, and then wins the final 1v1 as well. That's how good he is. Unbelievable stuff coming out from Super Gomez. But there is one player left standing who was very close to him on the leaderboard, at least before these rounds have started, in terms of kills, and that is Dicey. And he's got Apex as well. He's still got 2 blue zone grenades too. He's got the diffuser, excuse me, the decryptor. And maybe if he wins this one, it's possible. Oh, Salvo clutches it out, Vector in hand. And he's gonna make it work. That's my point for Team Doki.
Drop out, one of my favorite characters actually before the agents, because with that Vector, at that range, you can't win. You can't win. I like the play, though. I like the grenade that went on top. The frag went over, didn't quite get the connection. Actually was able to stack up, though, and do the damage. Put it down to a 1 versus 1. Good. Match point now goes over towards Team Doki. Now, they had the advantage to start with. Now they have to try and convert, though, on a defensive win.
Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff so far individually. This has been the map of individual performances, Mark, I feel like. I mean, clutches over clutches over clutches. And we have Super Gomez on 7 frags. Dicey on 8. Am I stupid? Well, I completely missed it. I'm so sorry. Dicey on 8. I've not been highlighting him enough, obviously.
Dicey's just wanting the kill lead. That's extra money, right? That's what you're going for. And the only way to do that is to go aggressive. Go hard or go home. Defensive wall going to go out, not just 1. It's going to be 2. That will get some information. They're going to gain that information now as the breach does come through. And no entry here, unfortunately, guys. Subroza, shoot your way through or find your way out. The Molly finds his way out the tiniest hole. Doesn't quite get the connection. But at least now is going to try and deny entry. The guys for Team Doki, well, they can reposition now. And Heavenly, rather well, He's found it. Oh, he's been spotted. What a blue track reader. Good timing there. Well executed.
Really good play from Whistle here. And look at this. I mean, Russian Badger just, I mean, he has been not exactly the biggest fragger yesterday, but so far he seems to have a really solid reading on what's happening. Really solid shots as well. He's been making up for his performance yesterday. I mean, that wasn't even bad by any means, but it feels like he's been improving so much. And there it is. Another big individual play. Makes it a 2v1 with Kayak. And good stuff coming out from him as well.
Yeah, numbers are falling, unfortunately. It doesn't always mean everything. The Encryptor's store in hand. They just need to get the one up here. Simon, just going to back away slightly. Information gained on the other side. So have to be careful. Dynamic, definitely MVP. Triggering that as best they can. Grenade will go through. Look for the exchange. Gomez, though, stacks up, though, and stacks Ryan. It's not just one, it's two. Defensive, though, will take it. It's 4-2 for them, and it's our win for game number 1. They started off, though, with winning their ones. They won it on the attacking agenda, and more importantly, they was able to come back, though, and win the whole round. GG's, though. Dokibird will take the first one from the best of 3.
And GG's in the chat, everyone. Well, she said, and she wasn't lying, it's about it's about winning the 1v1s. And to be honest, I mean, I didn't expect it to see that bluntly, but that's literally what it was in this game. I mean, from Subroza to Dicey to Super Gomez to Dokibird to a Russian Badger, everyone has just been looking for these 1v1s, and everyone has gotten them as well. So many clutches, so many individual performances. So, and once again, they weren't lying. Explosive game.
It was explosive, and again, let's break down some of those breaches. So from the offset, for me, there was a clear plan, right? I know they're saying about winning the ones. I think Dokibird is underplaying us. I think I know we've hijacked the channel, okay? But I think there was a clear plan, and they picked the map. They went for the breach. They knew the shortest route in, and it was a good play. Also like to see that they're stacking up together. They're trying to stay as a tight knit because they want to exchange those 1v1s as quickly as they can. You tend to find yesterday, especially some of the roamers, not all of the roamers, but some of the roamers got caught out by themselves. As a result, it means though they full numbers, should we say, and that's not what you want to see. They want to keep the numbers up, but more importantly now, fALECX, they need to try and go in and convert this next game.
But you got to talk to the chat here. Kurokon, thank you so much for that info, because he just said that Hub B apparently is their favorite map as well. That's some good piece of information. And it feels like, now that you say it, it does ring true. Yeah, I mean, not just from this match, but from yesterday as well. I think that's where they've performed best. Not necessarily winning the matchup, but that's just, I feel like, where they've had the most synergy. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that second game, Mark. Honestly, I feel like Subroza's team isn't finished yet, though. I feel like they might have just gotten caught off guard a little bit by the aggression that Dokibird has put up here. I'm saying his because obviously I meant Super Gomez. Yeah, most and foremost. Let's be honest. I mean, he peaks at 1v3 at the start of the round, like 10 seconds in. I mean, that's just. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. But yeah, obviously everyone has been super aggressive. So good stuff from that entirety of the team. Really good cohesion.
Well, let's talk about actually the next round because he's just about to get ready. This time, though, Subroza has chosen the map. Interestingly, Team Dokibird have also gone for the attack. This is, again, what we didn't see yesterday. People who are choosing whether to attack or defend, pretty much 90% of the time, went for the defense. So there is a level of confidence that we're seeing from the team now. They haven't got the map choice this time, but they're still opting to go for the aggressive stance. So maybe we're going to see them stay together, stay tight. Doesn't matter what map they're going to put on the board. They look to try and maybe get this first round again.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to come down to. I think it's always easier to start on the aggressive, on the aggression side, I feel like, because if you win one round, you've kind of got that little bit of like extra breathing room, so to speak. You kind of feel like you can do it. Like starting off slowly on defensive side is much easier than, kind of having to feed our pressure later in the stages of, hey, we need 1 or 2 rounds now, but we're on attacking side. First round doesn't maybe really go your way. Maybe that's a Super Gomez peeking you in the first door frame, and suddenly it's all gone. So I like that decision. I like the decision. I think it's still yet too early to really make a definite point on whether or not that's really what we're going to see from maybe everyone or even the grand finals throughout the board. But yeah, it's a good decision. I'm looking forward to see whether or not that works.
Well, we need to release some pressure. There's enough of us waffling. We need to get back into game, though. It's going to be match number 2. More importantly, the Dokibird, if they convert this one, they're going to be taking the best of 3. So massive round here coming up. Don't forget, though, they've picked the op to go the attacking side. We need to get into it. Let's not go anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, be reminded you can download this game for free. I know I've been saying this like a million times today, but I'm sorry I have to keep reminding you guys. But it's really true. It's really true. It's entirely free. There's no microtransaction whatsoever at this point. So like, just get in. You have nothing to lose. Second match coming up now. If Team Dokibird wins this match, then it's already GG for Team Subroza. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what it is right now. That's how fast and explosive these rounds are today.
And is that a telltale sign? Is that why we're seeing the level of aggression? Oh, there's a team talk. It's on the outsides. These guys are just gonna wait for everyone to. Oh no, it's a tactical change in Crypta.
Okay,
has been given up. No,
Mark, what's happening?
Look, I'll be honest, right? I ain't one of those guys to hold in Crypta. You just can't trust me, all right? I'm one of those roamers, so this might be the case.
You're a wise guy.
Up. That's what it's about. Don't give me that level of pressure. But the pressure's been put over towards the other side. But this is what I'm talking about. They are staying close together. Now the shield will lead its way forward, though, looking for the go to breach on the right-hand side. Has to back away because Dropout, though, launches that grass grenade. But this song will sing from the C4. And now comes the breach onto A. Shield stored, lined up. Now comes the boost of health as they stack up and go. Great
on the shield.
Dropout, though. Oh, my God, they turned their way back. And the gas actually diverted the team. And they spread like wildfire.
And we've been talking about maybe countering Wilson with impact grenades, but that's a dropout gas grenade counter. That's so smart. I haven't even thought about that. More shots now coming in. Simon takes down Dokibird with the shotgun, aka with collision. Now it's just one player left standing. Right side peek doesn't work his way. Dynamic takes him down, and that's that's out for being taken out as well. Excuse me on that one. Meaning Team Subroza this time around wasn't the case last game. Was in the case last match, starting off strong. First round goes their way. This is really, really interesting now. You start off strong like this, I feel like it significantly increases your chances of winning a match.
Wow. We talk about counterplays, the strategic level on this game alone. If you haven't got it already, get yourself on Steam, get it downloaded. But this is what we like. It's that chess-style aggressive battleground. Yeah, you know they brought something on game number one. You know you lost game number one. Subroza had to come back here because it's critical. They have to get the win. But more importantly, fALECX, they knew how to try and deal with the shield. Might not be the impact grenade. It might be that best character. Hashtag just saying drop out. But they had an answer. Let's see what though, because it is game number 2, whether Dokibird has a different choice to play.
Yeah, don't be influenced by Mark that much. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So like, there's a bunch of good agents. It's not the best one in my opinion, but it's up there. It's up there at the very least. So interesting strat once again. I quickly want to get into this. We've seen the Wilson Goldberg strat, as I like to call it now. The Wilson. We have to find a good nickname for it. You know, I feel like we're at the forefront now of being able to make up a name, and it might just stick for the entirety of the rest of the game. We need to find a good name for this, by the way. So yeah, the Goldberg Wilson strat. Seems to be. Oh, look, this is. Oh, I love this so much. This is the second deliberate counter that you saw right there. Shoot the gas grenade at the shield itself, and anyone who's standing behind it is just going to be immediately, at the very least, damaged. So they adapted a little bit now as well. They didn't have anyone right behind it anymore. So that's essentially only really information you've got. But still, it takes off a little bit of time. And once again, with that gas grenade, gives you a little bit more breathing room.
I love that we're seeing Goldberg. That health boost is key. They're still trying to breach on one side. They've got to check off. Difficult angle for them because they have to swing on towards that right-hand side. That window is dangerous. So they have gone for a reposition now. They're going to crutch their way through. They've got to be careful, though. They've got to try and watch the back. Shield for Wilson will fall. But now they get the bodies up. One has been knocked. Going to be back away. That blue zone nade, I think, will just be out of reach.
Oh, Simon.
Do they have the time? But Simon's got to be cautious.
And look at this. I mean, unfortunately, Heavenly Father is super low HP as well. He might try to get that res. He should, but I mean, realistically, that's going to be super tough. He runs into the door frame, immediately taken out. There was no direct pathing to his teammate, and he's bleeding out as well. So that's not an easy situation. Dokibird kind of has to win this now for her team. She's got to be the X factor here in this one. The other players, either low HP or out of position. Dokibird needs to make something happen.
She's on hay, but she hasn't got the encryptor though, fALECX. What can she do? She needs to try and take a 1 versus 1, but she's got double angles though. She's drawn in towards that left. She's going to get a pump shotgun in the back. He's missed once. He's missed twice. Oh my God, the third one just as he spins away around. It goes 2-0 for Subroza though. That was close. A spin and a drop to the knee. It could have been a completely different ending.
Let me tell you something, Mark. You know what's weird? They put the best figure on Wilson The one guy who's literally got the most dangerous job and cannot defend himself at the same time. I am confused by this because it worked out so well in the previous match by him just fragging out like he was not needed on Wilson. So that I don't know if I don't know if he just likes playing Wilson, which is understandable. Like who doesn't? But I feel like maybe they should put him on a more fragging heavy role.
What are you talking about? Gomez just wants to make the MVP, the race for the kill leader, slightly more interesting.
Do that. Oh, okay.
No,
well,
he's letting everyone
listened.
catch up.
Yeah.
It's reverse psychology. When you Gomez on day number 1, you go out fragging. When you're on day number 2, you're super Gomez, right? Let the people catch up, though. Bring them into a full sense of security, and then go get yourself the clutch. Anyway, it's game number 3. 2-0 is up, though, for Subroza before we have to switch things over. It's their final opportunity now to defend. Team Doki needs to try and definitely convert a win. Otherwise, unfortunately, it is an uphill battle, but it does mean, fALECX, we might be going all the way to the wire.
First, a little bit of contact from Super Gomez here. Tries to make his way inside. As a lot of positions have now been cleared out already. That's a lot of space being taken by the attacking team by Dokibird. Gomez needs to be careful now. Spots out the first player. They can still shoot him. That's why he needs to be careful from. Gas grenade comes out too. More utility being wasted. Unfortunately, Super Gomez, since they do not have fALECX left standing on that team, or rather have picked him in the first place, means he's going to be low for the remainder of this round. And there he goes. It's a good boost on grenade. It's going to take him down. Prague goes down. Gets finished off as well. Southall takes down Dynamic on that push. And Subroza gets shut down as well. This might be the first round on the board for Team Doki.
Yeah, final one. Dokibird will jump through, looking for to try and get the clutch. No, gets the spin. Whoa, gets the other spin, gets the second one down. It's a dicey behavior, though, but it goes down to a 1 versus 1. It was so close to finish it up, but it goes back onto the favor. Subbroke in 1 minute is left on the clock, and more importantly, Encryptor not in hand.
But it's Whistle left standing. That's the good thing. It's Whistle left standing. So if she knows, like, just the average, like, just approximation of his whereabouts, she can use that blue chip tracker to know where exactly he is. But once again, that's dicey. And 1v1, maybe even that HP disadvantage doesn't really make much of a difference here. Because they just really cannot.
30
they really just cannot. I mean, technically, he could somewhat approximate where he is. Like
Intel.
It's probably more. It's more likely he's going to be on the right-hand side. Now the scope comes on through. He obviously knows that he's low HP as well, but he makes that big lurk happen inside the room. Should be an easy frag. And Icy goes down. Oh, he almost clutched this button. Not quite. 2-1.
2-1. Let's swap things over, though, as we do swap over the attack and the defense here. So, Dokibird, they pick the offensive to start with. Let's see what they can bring to the table on a defensive side as well. As they will go through the agent selections now. Prod going through the agents, not quite happy, but now ended up with Buddy. I love the cameras. That'd be an interesting take. Didn't see too much of Buddy yesterday. There was glimmers of hope. An agent, which I know you like, those abilities to be able to get that intel, especially when you want to look on site if anyone's holding out those angles.
Yeah. It's a tough, in my opinion, it's a tough agent to play if you haven't gotten that big experience. So I'm just to see how Prod really does it. I mean, maybe he's just practiced a lot now. But we'll see. I mean, once again, it's pretty tough hitting these one shots. Actually, the executive producer here from PUBG BLINDSPOT that we just saw in the previous video, he had an interview about a couple of months back where they introduced Buddy in that AWM because it was very like the AWM existed beforehand, but it wasn't a one shot. So now it's a one shot. So if Prod hits one shot, which once again, it's really tough to do, but if you do hit it, he's instantly out. So it is always that kind of X factor, that extra, that kind of that risky type of build. But you combine that with that additional information that you get from scouting these rooms ahead of you. You can see these scouts at the top left corner now. These trackers that you put onto the wall and it scouts the wall behind you and gives you an idea of who's really there. Then it can still be really, really worth your while. So yeah, it's hit or miss, to be honest. If you're a good Buddy player, you can really change the outcome of a round. But if you're not, though, it might be kind of useless.
Well, there you go. Buddy Play has got the intel. Dokibird has to reposition from A on towards B. Site compromised slightly, though. Obviously waiting. You can see they're trying to get those sound cues. There's the information, though, from the scanners. Again, it gives away the numbers. It only gives away that someone is there. This is a crucial round here. for Team Dokibird. They're on the defensive, though. They have to get the exchange, but not going to be the case, though. There goes the first, there goes the second. 3 versus 3. We go back and forth, though. They will still hold the site. 1 minute, though, left on the clock, and it is a bloodbath, though, of sea of bodies, but it is still holding up. Dokibird's team there. No! Scrub that! It's a 1 versus 1. Scrub that even more. They clutched it up. Oh, my God. They're able to get that round underneath their belt. That was close, but it went right down to the wire.
That wasn't just close. That was a 1v3 clutch that we just saw. Dicey, what did you just do with them? He gets the first one. He was 1 HP. He turns around. They both line up yet again. We've seen something similar happen yesterday already, but Dicey, oh my word. He's probably the kill leader now as well. I'm pretty sure he's the kill leader now as well. That is ridiculous. What did he just do? 3-1. That makes it all the more likely they're going to get not match point, but like map point. And they needed this so much.
Yep, it's key.
Oh
they
my
have
word.
to get this. That means we go to the final rounds. We get more blind spot. That's what I'm here for, right? But Dicey, yeah, diced them up. He lined them up, he shot them down, and they fell like dominoes in the end, though. So no wonder why. I was seeing up there on the kill 900. Oh my God.
Mark, I gotta be honest, I didn't even see where he got the third player from.
Right, it was a straight lineup. They went 1-2, and he swung to the right, and it was the tiniest angle, and it was disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, it happened so fast, I couldn't even follow. I'll be honest. Wow.
There's no need to follow. There's no need to follow.
Yeah.
He's that confident. He's even picked up the encryptor. He's making the breach, and he's gone on his own. The rest of the guys, he's going to flank with the encryptor. It's a risky play, though. But sometimes risk gets the reward. Buddy launches his way through, gets the intel now. So they're trying to get that counterplay. There goes the foam. They try and slow that one down. A nice hide. Don't forget, the cameras can only see line of sight. It doesn't fill up the whole room. So that placement, though, Heavenly Father put himself in a safe spot.
I really like this. A lot of space being controlled right now from the attacking side. They've picked themselves, unfortunately, a position that they will need to breach a lot of walls with, but they've got Carnival, and Carnival breaches that first door. Ooh, Heavenly Father tries to get away, uses that impact grenade. This is quick thinking. That's the level of play we have here. Yet again, I can only tell you guys, this is impressive work. Quick thinking, good stuff from both teams. Carnival on the one side, they knew this was probably going to be heavily fortified, so they took Carnival. Not a safe pick whatsoever. And then the other side, Kayak with that impact grenade. Uses it to get away out of that kind of a skirmish position. So good stuff, yet for now, no one has fallen, really.
No, there goes the smoke grenade looking for the plant. I'm going to say that they are damaged here. Subroza might be under a little bit of sub pressure. He's actually going for the plant. What's he got, like 1 HP? They have to rely on Goldberg here. They've got to stack up. They're going to have to get that health boost and then go. It's the only option they've got. We like the counterplay. We like the lurk. We like the roam. But the roam at the moment is not going to be the case. 39 seconds left on the clock. There goes the boost. They come in. It's a 1 and 2. They line up to perfection, though. And it's a full hold. Dicey, he has to dig deep. Another round again. But unfortunately, the molly burn him. But he's not burning that much. Oh, he goes for the re-pick and gets him. His health's down. Oh, no. Can someone stop him?
He's got a booster grenade. He's got a nade as well. I was just about to praise Dokibird's team with everything I have.
10 seconds.
They've been playing such a perfect round, literally a textbook perfect defense round with crossfires all around, with good utility play. And then it almost slips apart. Dicey, fortunately, he was low HP for Team Dokibird, so he's been taken out. But what a round from Team Dokibird. Perfect. Let me tell you, that was textbook defense. They knew exactly what to barricade in that hallway, left-hand side. They knew exactly which positions for the perfect crossfire. They knew exactly where the enemies were. The Molotovs from Hayes were perfect. The impact grenades from Kayak were perfect. The gas grenades from Southall were perfect. Literally every single bit of utility in that round had some kind of impact. So massive, massive shout out to Team Dokibird. If they keep this up, honestly, they're going to take this round.
Well, they
have another round on defense, and then, yes, they will need to switch, but, I mean, that's impressive.
Let's see if they can do it again, as they are changing up the secondaries. They've got to be cautious. We're about 7 seconds away before we're seeing that breach. Subroza looking to try and get that match point converted over for them. They're desperate. They need this one. If they don't get this, they're beyond the line. It's going to go down to a 50-50 whether they stay in this tournament or not.
Subroza has had one hell of a tournament so far. Likewise, Dicey. I fear The only ones that's really just a tiny bit missing for now. I want to see the leaderboard actually to really confirm this. But Prod, we need the golden boy. Subroza said that's his secret weapon. So far, we haven't really seen too much from him. Maybe it just isn't entirely warm yet. Oh,
missed it.
They missed the corner.
They think it's clear. They think it's clear. They're not going to even turn their back. There's one. Look, the only bit to take away from that, they didn't put both of them through at the same time. That's all I'm going to say. They missed out by millimeters.
But the setup is so good again. Look, I mean, Russian Badger played together with Super Gomez and Heavenly Father. One kind of baited around that that little bit of an opening behind Russian Badger right now, while he stayed in that corner. That was a perfect bait and switch again. Like that. Like once again, I'm really interested. I'm going to see the VODs again after this match day today because that all must be intentional. It's just super well played. The team plays literally perfect right now.
Great flash. And just to let you guys know, when you get flashed, like your vision becomes null and void. You can't see anything though. Backs away. Nice wrap around though. They use the flash to cross over. No intel, no sound. And the body will fall down. It's still 3 versus 4 now. They are looking to try and breach their way through. Flash bounces off that window ledge back into the corner. Try and cover as they can. As Goldberg will get that boost as they go try and clear their way through. Room is now clear. Heavenly Father, though, well, he's got the backs and he's got the packs, but he doesn't quite get that confirmation. He does now. He gets the knock and he gets that confirmed. And now we see it go into the favor of Team Doki.
Now there's a problem, and the problem is time. 26 seconds to get that decrypt down. It seems almost impossible, especially Super Gomez now. Oh, I mean, he kind of just killed his teammate, unfortunately.
What?
But maybe he can bring it back. No, he goes down as well. He opened that one, and his teammate was right in the sideline of the enemy on the opposing side. That is unfortunate, but 9 seconds, it might still be enough. There we go. Southpaw got it all under control. Gets one, doesn't get the second one with 4 seconds. It really doesn't matter. Dokibird knows exactly how to finish this one. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime in this one. Dokibird has still got the chance to close this out.
They close it out. This is a 50-50. Subroza did start round number 2 a lot more stronger, I believe. They changed their thing. They changed their game strat up. They changed how they approached the game. But Team Dokibird able to claw their way back. It is going to overtime. If Team Dokibird do win, they will proceed their way through to the grand finals. But for now, they've got to get themselves through this section.
Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff.
14 kills. What is going on?
Oh, wow. That is insane. Dicey, what are you doing with it? Has he practiced?
Hold on, fALECX.
Before this tournament and after?
Hold on. Everyone get out of their chairs. Everyone jump on Dicey's shoulder because he's got a big carry on the game at the moment.
I mean, I gotta look up his. I gotta add him in game. I mean, I wanna run some ranks with this guy. I wanna run some carry me, baby. Hell yeah! What the hell is that? 14 frags? That's insane. Dicey's putting out one hell of a show, and he keeps Team Subroza on this one, ladies and gentlemen. But be reminded, if they lose this round, that's done and dusted. Team Dokibird goes to the grand final. They need to win it to stay inside and potentially have a chance at $7,000.
Well, the difference is if they convert this one now, they don't have to go to another round, right? They got 2-0 and it's done and dusted in the best of 3. But they have to get over this hurdle and it will feel like a bit of a hurdle. I love we see the Goldberg. The boost is coming quite standard. Boost and breach, then get the intel. Lots of information here. Wow. They jump through. Goldberg, unfortunately, now falls. And Dynamic, well, in the corner. Will it bloom? But it won't be enough. And they are changing their approach, but Dynamic also changing his defensive stance.
Incredible stuff coming out from Dynamic. Perfect timing. He knows exactly which position to play as well. He knew that if he walls off the left-hand side, they will have to jump through this window. That was his play. He walled off the right-hand side. He made a little bit of noise, and then they have to jump through this. And that's exactly where he was able to catch that player off guard. So really good thinking coming out from Dynamic. They needed this a little bit earlier, but, you know, it's fine if it happens now. And with that entry, off the back of that, it's a 3v5 now, Mark.
1 minute.
It's a 3 versus 5. They're getting tunnel vision here, trying to pick up Dicey. Dicey's got the left peak, so it's not going to be on the favor. Dokibird, though, on the other side. I would like the pre-fire coming through the wall, but oh my God, drop out, just running circles around. It's 1, it's 2, and Dokibird here looking for the plant. You could go for the fakie. Here comes the full collapse down. It's not going to be the case, though. It's a defensive win, and it's a win going in the favor of Subroza.
Nice.
GG.
I like it. I like it. Not because I dislike Team Dokibird, but because I want to see that third map. Let's be honest. It's fair that he goes to the third map. It is fair. Let's be honest. Even as a Dokibird fan, you got to agree. I mean, it's going to make things a whole lot more interesting seeing that third match now.
Sometimes though, when you go the mile, when you go those extra rounds and you get the reward at the end, it feels better. That's what you're saying, Alex. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, depends on who wins now. I mean, maybe. Well, we'll see. Maybe we just made ourselves really, not likable anymore. Whether or not it depends on the outcome. Depends on the outcome of match 3, I guess.
Well, look, it's an extra round for everyone in chat, though. There's been a couple of people asking, how do you get involved? We get involved by, first and foremost, getting on Steam and downloading the game. Then click that Discord button. They have one of the best communities in Discord. All of the devs, all of the management staff are in there. The admin are on hand. They're happy to fix, change, update. It's just a great community, whether you want to get involved and play ranked, unranked, or just team deathmatch. That's the key, though. And more importantly, it's the one place, if you want to find yourself on these type of events, that's where it's going to be hosted, fALECX.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Once again, I told you guys about this yesterday. Join the Discord. There's a specific dev channel as well. You can talk to the developers directly. I mean, you just briefly talked about this. This is how close and tight knit the community is. There's this suggestion channel, and I can personally tell you from first-hand experience, you type something in there that makes a whole lot of sense, they will listen to it and they will implement this. They are super fast in the fixes. There's patch notes every single week, if not every single day. And so it's, you can be part of this development process. It's a fun little game. It runs on almost all devices as well. Someone said yesterday, after I told him, I run this on my laptop. When I'm in the bus, when I take a longer train ride or something, I get out, open up my laptop, play some PUBG BLINDSPOT. That's how easy it is to set up. It runs on almost all devices, so make sure to download it, make sure to get it, and you won't regret it. I promise you.
Well, we won't regret it because it is a heavyweight battle, though. One went towards Dokibird, the second one went to Sub, though, but we now need to get into round number 3. What I can tell you, though, the map choice, though, is going towards Doki. They're taking the third hub B as Subroza chooses defense. So actually, let's think about, more importantly, is Doki... That's going to play into their favor. They've just picked the map there, fALECX, and now they've also got the offensive that they normally pick anyway. So is this the light all shining on potentially one team for the third and final round?
I don't want to make any predictions yet, Mark. To be honest, I don't even want to go. Yeah, I know this doesn't seem like me, right? It doesn't. But
okay.
But these teams, I like both of these teams too much. Not just from yesterday, but today. It's the same story all over again. They are so close in terms of what they bring to the table. It's a different set of skill set to some degree. Dokibird, we've seen yet again super strategic plays. The defense is nuts. Like they have some of these defensive rounds where I really just want to get in and play with these guys. That's how well set up they are. But then Subroza comes in and we have Dicey and we have Prob with some of these clutches, and it makes me want to play with them as well.
Well, look, let's remind everyone, though, it is a best of 3. Dokibird did take game number 1. Subroza able to come back, though, and get round number 2. That means, though, at home, we get a third round, though, under the belt. This is going to be the decider who's going to be moving on towards the grand final to still compete for the lion's share of the prize pool. But time is a-ticking. Let's get it going, though. Round number 3. Let us know in chat who you think is going to be taking this final round.
I like how I just put up my sunglasses and take them down right after. But I just got
a lie. Don't lie. That's how you cast. You've got like analytics behind there, and you can see through walls.
Oh, I wish. Oh man, that's gonna be the. Oh man, I'm scared for the future now because at some point that's gonna be the case, right? That's gonna be the case. Yeah, be that as it may, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into the final round of the semi-finals. Hype it up in the chat. It is Team Dokibird's last chance of qualifying for the grand final. Likewise to Team Subroza. I am so excited to see these teams play yet again. It was the most exciting matchup yesterday. It is the most exciting matchup today. Again, I mean, honestly, we didn't have much else to see today, but still, I wouldn't have it any other way. These rounds have been exciting from start to finish. Everyone has a chance as well.
Everyone does have a chance. I'm going to go back to one of your points you alluded to in one of the earlier rounds because Super Gomez going back for the shield. Whistle has been selected, but you still think that actually is a not a right choice, should we say, for the team?
Yeah, twist is a good word, I think. You know what's interesting? We haven't really seen the breach hook all that much so far. And I can understand why. So the breach choke is this secondary piece of equipment you can take. So you can take either a nade. On the attacking side, on the defense side, it's a little bit different, but you can take either a nade, a stun grenade, a breach choke. Oh, I mean, I'm just going to stop explaining. I'm just going to stop explaining because the breach is happening from start to finish. Everyone's falling. It's a clean round so far from Team Subroza. And just one player left standing. He gets caught out as well. Brad is back. The golden boy has arrived. And he's here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. 2 frags for him. First round goes the way of Team Subroza.
Let's just talk about that because you've got to remember, right? Let's go back to who picked. They picked the map. Dokibird's team picked the map, and they were lucky enough to get the offensive. Subroza, though, had flashbacks from game number 1 and was like, they're going to go for a quick plant. They kind of left the site. It felt like they baited him into coming to that site and going, do you know what? We'll give you a minute and less, and then we're going to collapse in and close the sub-zero hold on them, and they've done it. Game number 1, well, it goes towards Subroza.
Interesting team. I mean, I gotta finish one point here really briefly. So you see this secondary equipment. You can, on the attacking side, decide between nades, stun grenades, and all that sort of stuff. But one thing you can also pick is the breach hook. And similar to Carnival, just smashing down these walls,
yeah,
you can take down these barricades that you can't shoot through. So all this wall, like these colored walls that you see, these are the barricades that the defensive team can put up. They have about 12 to 13 of them each round. And if you put them up, there's no way except for utility, like the breach hook, to really do something against this. So you literally cannot pass through these doors. This is why it's so important. We haven't really seen that piece of equipment. Dicey opens things up, so almost gets the second one. Masuku Bowman is there, loses a whole lot of HP though.
Yeah, it's lost a whole lot of HP, but he's going to put a defensive wall up just to try and stop anyone else coming that way. Not just 1, but 2, so that's going to slow them down. Now the lurk. Oh, he goes a little bit further around, buddy. As you said before, needs to hit the one shot. Drop out, well, dancing the great dance. Oh, long distance though, into the soul of Simon. He's going to fall. The gas well, it will bounce out. It's not going to allow Buddy to get that confirmation, but we go back and towards the action though. But the intel's just given away. Knows exactly where he is as he tries to breach his way around towards the other side. Clovis though, M249, no reload needed, and it goes 4 to 3.
Really tough pick for both of them. Simon has been dropped in the meanwhile as well. Dynamic might just run into Southall here. Needs to be careful. Brad is there though, Vector in hand. Takes him down, but it's still a 3v2. Team Dokibird is still in this one. And they've got the decryptor as well. They've got the decryptor. It might just come down to a plant here. Maybe even a rest on Super Gomez. They're trying to support him right now. Dynamic is 1 HP. Brad on the pre-fire. Both teams are dying for this last frag. They're really trying to get it done, but now the flush comes on through. And that brings it back to a 2v2.
That's quite interesting. They split here. I thought they were going to use the breach, get themselves across and go for the plant. Now going to try and work their way around. Heavenly Father, well, he went for a jog all the way around the other side. And that's what I thought they were going to do. But Prod set up. It's going to go to a 1 versus 1. The exchange is going to be there. Oh, gets caught, though, on the run to try and get the kill under the belt. Sometimes you've got to park the kill leader because you've got to get the win. And that round goes back to Subroza. It's 2-0.
Almost. It almost happened, Mark.
That flank was so far around, nearly went to Narnia.
Yeah, I mean, they've, yeah. I mean, they had the time for it, so I can understand why they did it. But unfortunately, he didn't find an entry, and that's kind of what it came down above, right? He couldn't flank without giving away some kind of sound cue. He had to breach that wooden wall. If that wouldn't have happened, if there was some kind of entry towards that bomb side, I think it would have been a whole lot different. But you can't really plan that before you go that way, right? You just don't know exactly what that part of the map looks like at this point in time. So I can understand both ways. Either way, though, be reminded, if Team Dokibird doesn't get this round now, Team Subroza can win this within the very first round next half. So I feel like they need this right now. I mean, I know Team Dokibird is good on defense, but this is a way tougher map to defend on, I feel like, first of all. At least in comparison to the last game. And then at the same time, you don't really want to enter the second half with, like, no rounds won, right? That's just, I mean, that doesn't give you a good feeling.
No, it's difficult. There goes the intel. Now, they've been caught yesterday on this one. That's a split. They kind of need to breach. We saw this yesterday where they breached through both doors at the same time, but the door towards our left here is a little bit more damaging. We see Dropout repositioning, getting ready to actually don't scrap that. It's Simon actually that has repositioned there. He's got the kicks for the health. They are going to try and block off one. There goes the opportunity. Subroza reposition. We spoke about the crouch and obviously the crouch shooting though. Here comes the charge. He's not looking the right way, but it doesn't matter. The crouch though, it comes to light. He gets one, goes for the repeat, but not getting the reload. He gets the knock though. That's going to play into their advantage now. Dokibird's going to have to try and breach in. M249. Well, that sings a song, but it's not going to be enough though. But it's their own gas grenade. It's going to make them fall. That doesn't go in their favor. It goes back towards Dokibird, and you say they needed to get one underneath their belt. Well, they're looking to do just that.
And they even get the revive. But they're very low here on Russian Badger, and they're all running into Prod. He's got the gas as well. Oh, he doesn't use it, and he doesn't see Super Gomez in time. Super Gomez really smart checking that angle. If he wouldn't have checked that angle, it would have been GG potentially. He could have shot all of them in the back. That would have been absolutely massive. Good stuff coming out from Super Gomez, checking that corner. Big stuff. Team Dokibird brings it back. And ladies and gentlemen, now the entire game is back open again. Yep. And I was talking really quickly. I was talking about 12 to 13 barricades before, and obviously it's 15, but it depends on some of the walls kind of are given, right? Like some of the walls on your bomb site, you just kind of have to reinforce. Yeah. So usually you have about like 12 to 10 that you really kind of want to see, like what makes strategically the most sense. What do you expect from the enemy? So there it is. But yeah, 15 you have by default.
Look, let's not take anything away, right? Because so far has been playing really well. But this is the first time. I don't want to put the smoke on it, no pun intended. But the Dropout's gas grenade, though, played against the team on a defensive. They were so quick to get that out. They caught two of their players, though. And unfortunately for them, that forces their hand. And Dokibird was able to get that round. Let's see what they can do now. We are going to swap things over, though. Subroza is on the offensive side. And they are looking to try and get the information. 2 information pings now gained. As unfortunately, the walls will fall. There's not much more they can do because they have a full hold on that left-hand side.
Good information right now for Team Dokibird. And there goes the barricade. Oh, Dokibird is in a lot of trouble right any second now. Oh, that's a big trouble. You can see Kayak has got these detonators. And if he breaches that wall any second now, not only is Dokibird completely exposed, she's also tracked right now. There should be. Oh my God! She turns around. She gets one. She gets two. Dokibird, what have you just done with them? That is massive. That is insane. She brings back that round single-handedly, and Super Gomez finishes it off. Takes down the Decryptor too. And what is happening? They both run out of ammo, but Super Gomez somehow does it. Either way, 2-2. They equalize the scoreline.
Oh, I thought it was a dance-off. Is that the wrong thing? We're going back to the pre-show, I thought. Everyone was just pumping music in there. GG's. The dance-off was the win. I mean, it's 2-2. Yeah. Dokibird, do bring it back. No, they were reloading. Both of them reloading at the same time. But like me, I forget to go to my secondary because don't forget, sometimes you have a pistol or a shotgun in your back pocket. But hey, the dance-off happens. It's 2-2. Goes back to level playing fields here. And I suppose Team Dokibird will be happy. But oh my God, Dokibird. The wall exploded behind you, and you didn't just bag 1 kill, you bagged 2.
Amazing stuff. Amazing. Trying to melee, maybe. Blinking in the chat just said, maybe he was trying to melee. That's a smart, I didn't even think about that, yeah.
Yeah, true.
The last time I tried that, it looked exactly the same way. It failed miserably. I literally played miserably. So, that might have actually been what happened. Yeah, let me tell you guys, if you're downloading the game, which is, by the way, free, I know I've said it a million times, free, no microtransaction, blah, blah, get it. Yeah, don't try to melee. That's the one pro tip I can give, yeah.
Get the dance off,
don't melee. Just do not try that. You can melee these doors, though. At the moment, they just all shoot them at the start of the round, which is a perfectly fine tactic. But you can go there, and if you want to do it a little bit more quiet, you can go and melee these. They take 3 hits. So the wooden ones, at the very least, they take 3 hits. The wooden outside doors, to make that really specific, the inside doors take a little bit more. But you take these down, and they are gone really, really fast. So that's why melee makes sense.
Yep. It does get the intel. For those that are new to the game and haven't played it just yet, obviously the top-down view is how we play it, and this is what, as we can see, this is what the players can see, and as you can kind of see the the line of sight. You have to work together as a team to get the information. It is like a game of chess, but on speed, because you've got a limited amount of time. You have to get that encryptor towards the site, but it's all about getting that intel, working your way around the corners, making sure you get the right peak, and then bring agents and utility on top of that, though. Brings the X level of complexity.
It's a good, to be honest, it's a good angle from which they're approaching right now. There's barely any barricades, and there's so far at the very least, not a perfect setup coming out from that defense. The detonator is probably not going to matter much either. He's getting rushed down from both sides. I'll take it back. That's a good isolation pickup coming out from Team Subroza. They're really trying to get this third round now. Salfor has to make more happen. He gets one. He gets support from the distance, but he dies just before that. Dicey's able to take him down. 3v2. Bring that back.
Whoa.
1v2. More frags coming out from Dicey. Of course, it's Dicey bringing it back. And now Dokibird could do something massive. Dokibird could bring it all back. Dokibird could be the deciding factor between match and map point for Subroza, or for her specific old team. He's the first player, takes him down. Second player almost taken down as well. Simon, he's thinking about that peak. Goes around the corner, and he gets it with the shotgun. Secondary in hand, and Simon makes it work. That came down to the wire, though. But that also means, ultimately, she loses that clutch. And with that, Team Subroza on match point now.
I feel like it's a mountain to climb at the moment. Dokibird continuing to achieve that. But every time they get one leg in front of the other, Subroza is there to answer. I want to bring back to your point now, because their approach on site B there was huge. It was very different. Normally you come from that short side, normally breaching that one corridor and straight into the room. But actually for them, they went the long way around B. There was hardly any barricades. But I felt like Subroza guys, they just weren't ready for that hole potentially.
Really not ready, unfortunately. Nope. And it's also got to be said that some players on Team Dokibird, unfortunately, I hate to talk about stats, but Russian Badger just hasn't found his footing in this one. I mean, he really hasn't, but he was such a strong instrument to play in the last two maps. If he steps up now, though, it just needs one or two players from Team Dokibird to step up, because now Prada's activated, now Subroza's activated, and Dicey has as well. And if all of these players activate, it's going to be really, really tough doing anything about that, like just from a mechanical standpoint. So we need more right now from the entire team of Dokibird in terms of fragging power. If that happens, I could definitely see this going to overtime.
Let's see what it does do. Here comes the breach time. It is 3-2 though in the favor of Subroza. They are on the attacking, so they are working their way through. Two are on site B. Super Gomez trying to get the information. No,
Badger.
there's a step across, and that's not what you need of your Badger. That's a full room of bodies. Now he's got the molly. Does he remember? There's the launch of the molly. Straight on the shield, though. Reposition comes through. Lose a huge amount of health. Not got the opportunity to get any back.
No. This is still very, very dangerous. I feel like Team Dokibird is searching for these duels, even though the setup isn't entirely right yet, and they don't need to. Look at how much time they've wasted against Team Subroza. Team Subroza is under time pressure at the moment, and they're not close to the bomb sites just yet. They still need to peek one or two corridors, so I'm not sure if peeking at the moment and trying to get these frags is the best idea right now. Look at this. This might just give them a free frag. Second player goes down. It's a 3v3. They might turn this around. Gomez needs to hit it. He doesn't, unfortunately, and now Salfor is in a big 1v1. If he wins this, he brings it back 2v1. Unfortunately, his teammate dies. Dokibird falls short, and he's still got the shotgun, though. He can make something happen. Goes down. Oh no!
Wow.
And that was it. That's GG. That's the last player falling to the floor, and Team Subroza will take it home, Mark. That's a kind of an upset, to be honest. It didn't look that way when it was 2-2.
I am speechless for the amount of speed that came into those last couple of games. The positioning was there, and a lot of those rounds, though, fALECX, felt like they could go either way. But when it comes down to the wire, the winning the ones was not enough, though, because Subroza with the crouch shots is able to now advance.
A good collision play there in the end. Almost made it work as well. Man, that was so close. That was so unfortunate and so close at the same time. Dokibird almost would have done it single-handedly as well in the previous round. So once again, all of these instrumental, all these super important rounds in the end came down to clutch scenarios that unfortunately went Subroza as well. We talked about this at the very start of the series, right? If anything can go against Team Dokibird, it isn't strategic. It isn't of strategic source. It really isn't. The strategic things have always gone that way, but the clutches, the 1v1s, the kind of like peaking and winning these aim fights, that's for Subroza's team. Obviously, with the amount of individual skill they have, might just be a tiny bit better. And it's enough for them to just barely, after that overtime thriller in match number 2, take home that golden ticket.
Well, it's the golden ticket. Subroza, a slower start though on day number 1, but the momentum is still in their favor. Unfortunately for Dokibird, they do end the journey now. Great start from them. All she wanted to do was achieve a win. She got more than that. She got the hearts and the minds because she did work her way through to day number 2. But in the semi-finals, that there is the end of the journey. MOODA versus Subroza. It's going to be a super stacked finals. It's going to be another best of 3 though, guys. You've got a little bit of time to go get yourself some drink, get yourself some popcorn because it's going to be explosive. We've got the finals. It's coming up straight after the break.
every man comes cyber. Bang, boom, the sound consumes. Get the ill style in this off cyber. Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes cyber. Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this off cyber. Cyber. Everybody know it's every man comes cyber. 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 Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes cyber. Bang, boom, the sound consumes. Get the ill style in this off cyber. Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. Everybody know it's every man comes cyber. Yeah, boom, the sound consumes. In this off cyber.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Though unfortunately, we're not welcoming back everyone. Dokibird has to take, as she said, the walk of shame. I don't think it's a walk of shame. I think he played really well, and it went down to the wire. It went down to the wire, fALECX. So show the love. She's gonna be back in herself third place, and she's gonna be watching the game still on her POV, so still active. But we unfortunately have now the ability to go through to the finals. Let's talk about the finals though, fALECX, because it has been an interesting 2 days. Day number one, obviously we had 4 teams. We had to whittle them down to 3. We've just hit our semi-final where now we've only got 2. MOODA punched a ticket straight to the grand final, so hasn't played today, but's been eating some food and said to us the golden way to win the victory is just to eat your way through the opposition though. Do you think he's going to take the win?
Well, Mark, you were saying it's the food. I'm saying it's the 10-page Google Doc document. So we might be on separate ways. But yeah, I mean, what she's saying is essentially true. I think it does make a difference playing that one match more. But then again, with how dominant Leaderboard has been yesterday, maybe it also doesn't. Maybe it really just doesn't matter. I like to think with our new that game is that extra experience of just having that one more series. It wasn't just one more match. It was an entire series, essentially, that went down to the wire. We saw new stuff, like the Wilson counter coming out. If you don't have that type of experience, maybe you haven't even watched the games that we've just seen, you might be at a slight disadvantage. But yeah, it's tough to judge because they've just been too dominant yesterday.
Well, there's a reason why the level has increased, though. Why? Because there's money on the line. For those that have just joined in, there is $15,000 up for grabs, though, and that is in the prize pool. 7,000 is for the lion's share of the championship, and we also got MVP so coming up as well. So stay tuned. Once we figure out who the winner of the next game is, you'll be able to vote in the Twitch chat, though, who you think MVP is going to be. Explosive games. Let's talk about some of those kills, though, and some of those kill leaders, because obviously Gomez, unfortunately, dropping aside and won't see him anymore. So he was currently kill leader, but with a final game to go, he hasn't got much of a chance to try and catch up now because he has to sit on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, that gives all the more reason to hype up Dicey now for these last remaining couple of matches. It's going to be a best of 3 again. Just be reminded. So it's it's really quick and fast paced. There's no breathing room for errors, just like we've seen in the semi-final. And yeah, if Dicey wants to make it, I don't think he needs that much anymore, to be honest. I think he's quite far ahead now, just based off of that 14-15 frag performance that we've just seen in the previous game. I think that might be enough to at least put him at comfortable distance to anyone who's playing on MOODA's team. But well, I mean, we're about to find out. He still needs a couple of frags, that's for certain.
He needs more than a couple of frags. Someone needs to extinguish the fire that's got underneath him at the moment. He has been looking good. If you are new, though, and you don't know what the hell's going on here, don't forget we are playing PUBG BLINDSPOT. Brand new game. It's out now. Early access. It is on Steam. You just need to get yourself over to there and hit that download button. And when you hit the download button, you join the community, you get playing some games, and maybe we'll see you up on the grand final. Here we go, though. Team MOODA versus Subroza. Obviously, we've just seen Subroza in the last round. Nice start for them. And I feel like for this team, though, it's like they take the first punch, but they come back swinging every single time.
They really have been. Another team of comebacks. We've seen it in the previous series. We've seen it yesterday as well. We've been saying it a million times. That could have gone way, way differently yesterday. Some super close games, some like amazing clutches, to be honest. Like clutches and team play. That's what Subroza is known for. Clutches and individual frags and a little bit of team play sprinkled in there. And ladies and gentlemen, actually, never mind me saying all that stuff. Because I said previously that Dicey was pretty far ahead. And it kind of rings true, actually. I mean, for a second there, I thought, it's not that much of a difference. But once again, Super Gomez doesn't play anymore. Super Gomez is done and dusted. He's not on the finals anymore. So Dicey has now got a free reigning pathing, straight road ahead to literally just take the MVP as the kill leader. We're, I guess, about to find out, but it's once again going to mean a massive, massive performance from someone else from MOODA's team, where the kills are also a little bit more spread apart, a little bit more equal in that team to really catch up to him. So, I mean, 62, that's a statement.
It's not even just a statement, right? There is nobody on MOODA's team that is in here at the moment, all right? Even coming in to it, right? Someone else, you're working up on 37, though. Heavenly Father's not playing anymore, so not going to be able to go for. Dynamic is, though, on Team Subroza, so we're trying to play through. You mentioned Gomez, though, outstanding day one. Okay, day two. I feel like maybe relying a little bit too much, and maybe your call on the agency was correct, and unfortunately, yeah, he's currently in second place, and the kill leader only goes to the one person. Dicey has put an outstanding performance here on day number 2, and enough to sort of leverage a little bit of an extension when it comes down to the kill lead. I'll be intrigued to see what our Team MOODA team is going to be able to bring to the table. Obviously, there has to be a big amount of kills, but they have a limited amount of games in which they can do it in.
Yeah, there's really no, once again, I mean, in a best of 3 like this with only 4 rounds that need to be won for you to take a map, there's no breathing room. There's no space for error at this point. But I also think Subroza's team, and this might be coming back to that whole discussion of do they really have a chance, how much ahead is Team MOODA really? I think they've now experienced both sides, right? They've in the first day, they've been able to clutch everything. In the second day, not so much, but they've still kind of worked themselves out of it. So if you were to ask me right now, you know what, take a bet, I would actually go with Subroza having a little bit of an advantage going into this.
I'm not ready to call it yet. I'll be honest with you, I'm not ready. I think this is going to be a really close matchup, these two. And you know what? Let me argue my point on either side. We're just waiting for the lobby just to get ready. We just got confirmation of who's picked who, but I'll let you guys know that in a second. Subroza likes, as I said, take the first punch. Lost the first round today, lost the first game yesterday, but has this really strong momentum-based team. And the momentum with the wind in their sails, it might sort of drive them forward. I do worry, though, with MOODA. They have been sitting on the sidelines. They've not warmed up today. They've not played an aggressive esports style, right? So, yes, you can play a bit of ranked. Yes, you can play a bit of unranked or team deathmatch. But I feel like they haven't quite warmed up just yet. So that could be a disadvantage. But arguably, they bagged every single game yesterday. All they need to do it again today. And more importantly, all we need to do is get ourselves into game fALECX, though. It's the grand final, though. PUBG blind spots, though. Let's get it going. Round number 1 is coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't be more excited. It is about $15,000 here. It's not just for the money, obviously, but that's a big part of it. And in MOODA's words, I have to trace back on my words. Actually, it's not just about the money, especially not for MOODA. He said he's way more interested in the bragging rights, and I could totally see that happen. He doesn't care about the money. Maybe he doesn't even want to be paid out. That'd be extra nice for everyone involved. The rest of his team might like that money even more so. But that also means if he doesn't win it, and if he doesn't win this grand final, he has some explaining to do to us in the interviews after. And that is going to be interesting as well for us, ladies and gentlemen. First round starts. It's a map we haven't seen today.
No, we are going Pavilion, though. A, not B. And more importantly, obviously, MOODA chose to defend. Subroza pick the map as well. So I wonder if this plays into what they played yesterday. We'll have to speak to production, see if they can confirm what the round was that when these two clashed yesterday, because they were the first 2 games for them, and MOODA took the victory over Subroza.
Interesting setup. I would say this is a round that's really balanced for both sides. You have some good defense spots, but you see how close the distance is towards these spots. So as soon as you break this wall that Dice just did, you're essentially on the site. And right now, the defense isn't really set up for this. I mean, MOODA is way too far, in my opinion, way too far from the bomb sites. They haven't really set this up well in terms of the barricades either. And just like that, barricades go down, smoke in hand as well. This is some good strats coming out from Subroza and co. Now all they need to do is hold this, and they've got everything they need as the Crypta keeps on ticking.
Now they just need to spend that utility at the right times. Keep them at bay. Goldberg will get that boost though, and it comes down towards the health though. Going for the pre-fire, has to work his way on towards side now. The angles, they're working their way down. He needs some defensive plays. He needs one of those walls coming out as they're stacking their way up. He's backed into the corner. It goes down to the final body though, but the body is a bit too far out though. 2 versus 1. They've got to get the opportunity to get the decrypt.
Oh, no,
Go for the decrypt. Get the headshot in at least.
No, he can't get it in. Dicey can't do it. Dicey goes down. And the defense wins. Are you kidding me? That should not have happened whatsoever. How did he manage to defuse that? How did he manage to defuse that? That is the best. I mean, that is unbelievable. That is the best agent you could have in a situation like this. He's called Zen. He's got the MK14. Some may know that weapon from PUBG. And if you do, that one packs a punch. And admits to long range. I've said it yesterday as well. That's one of the best weapons you can play. So I'm really, really surprised he couldn't hit it. Maybe he didn't hold down that control button. We told you guys, right? You can shoot upwards, you can shoot downwards, so you need to really aim at where that enemy is. If you're shooting at someone and you're not aiming downwards, but he's crouched and defusing, you're not going to be able to hit him. And I do believe that's what happened.
He's actually opted not to go for him again this time. Look, he swaps over. He's gone to Kayak. He's gone to be able to pick a different opportunity. That was so close. Let's break it down though. MOODA was very much off site. There was a divide in the team. There was a clear split, but no one was near the site. They were trying to capture them as they breached their way in. Are they going to do the same here? Looks like they're going to put the defensive walls out. But yeah, look, they're starting to roam. They're starting to leave the area.
Looks like it's going to be a similar strat again. Still can't believe they lost this round. I mean, from start to finish, it looked... I mean, not from start to finish, from start to plant. It looked like they were ahead by so much. From position to decryptor to utility, and then they, I don't know, they just kind of didn't commit to the right positions up, like after plant. And then they lost this weird 1v1 inside the A-bomb plant. And after that, it just kind of fell apart individually. But... who knows whether or not that's going to happen this round. It does look that way. Second frag. Also, Kamali takes him down, which is about 1 HP. So, bro, that's Whistle gone as well, which is super important for that first frag.
Yeah, look, A feels tight. But if you get that plant and you get the smokes, it can be done quite well. They have lost the encrypted Dicey, though, has to dig deep now as he tries to dice up the opportunity to get the encrypted. He gets it, but he turns his back, though, and gets put to the ground. 1 versus 4. Goldberg has to try and stand up, though, but the time is ticking. 1 minute 10 on the board, and multiple from MOODA collapsing in. Defenses get the win again, and MOODA, they are eating their way to a victory at the moment.
I'm so sad to see this because the first round looked so incredibly strong. It looked so incredibly strong. Once again, I don't think this is as defense-sided as, you know, this round is making it out to be. So I don't know if I should be worried. I'm going to have to see Subroza first on that defensive side to really have an in-depth look on whether or not they still have a chance. But at the moment, it doesn't look good. They seem a little bit too unprepared for this map in particular because the thinking and how they play, the basic strategy behind the moves they're making is entirely correct. It just seems like they're out of place just a tiny bit in terms of the positions they're taking.
You can see. You have to try and get around underneath their belt here. As we said before, obviously there's 3 rounds before you swap over. And you really don't want to be going into swapping sides and not at least having one against your name. It's not impossible. Don't get me wrong, fALECX. Obviously, you can change the tide. For now, we've got to go for the breach. They are still working their way through the tame side now. Looks like they're going to try and breach that wall, allow the access to sort of flow their way around. A being that close sight. Dicey this time picks up Encryptor. There goes that breach. I want to try and get through. But nice counterplay, actually. Drop out. Pops forward with the gas.
Good flashes coming in. We've seen more flashes and more smokes being used now. Like, the variety of gadgets has now really, really brought this game to life. Something that we also haven't seen in the first match. It's been mostly just grenade, the default secondary gadget. And now you see all that variety come into play. That's what the game is all about. And now the decryptor is finally coming in. That's Cloudy trying to go to the smoke. Almost gets one. I don't know how the hell he did that, but Simon is there to take him down. And finally, for any Subroza fan, they've got the advantage now.
Yeah, this A site's forcing them to sort of drive their way forward. Dicey finds another one, though. They wait for the breach pass. There's a stack up, though. They get it down to a 1. He gets 1 back, but it's not going to be enough, though. Will fall in the end as 3 will hold on. And that's what we're talking about. You've got to really get that kind of final round. Now going to this one, we are swapping sides, swapping the attacking and defensive. MOODA, that's when we get the opportunity now to see what they can bring to the table from an offense.
So important that they won this round. Unbelievably important. The whole chat is screaming that MOODA is crazy and this is one-sided, but honestly, I don't see it that way yet. I feel like this could have easily been a 2-1 as well. They should have won that first round and then that whole scoreboard would have looked differently. Especially since Subroza, I feel like, is maybe just a tiny bit better on defense. But they don't have to make... When they can choose it on their own accord where they take these fights. But we're about to find out whether or not that's true. Prod is running around. He's trying to barricade these walls, so you cannot barricade these outside walls. If you might be thinking what the hell he's doing, I do believe that's what he was trying to do, but no, you cannot. So you can only barricade these open door frames and other stuff inside. Makes it a little bit more fair for the attacking team. But yeah, MOODA now on the offense.
Let's have a look at that offense. So they are sticking together. MOODA will stack and move. They have the Goldberg. So they bump that health. That's why you can kind of see that purple glow going room by room. They've come from the other side. So completely opposite side, though, from Subroza. They're trying to figure out exactly where they are. They do have a lurker. They do have that bit of a roamer down there. So that will keep eyes on, keep attention there because they're going to be seeing those barricades being broken. I think they're waiting for the breach. I think it's going to come down to how quickly can they get the intel here, fALECX? How quickly can they figure out where the other bodies are? Well, the first kill will come in, though. MOODA put dynamic down. Now they got the advantage, and now they got the numbers.
Subroza reload again. He's back on Hayes. He really likes to play that agent, but the problem is, if you play him on defense, and you're out of position like he is right now, especially with that machine gun, with that micro Uzi, you might be able to be taken down really, really easily, and even then the stim is not going to save you that much.
1 minute remains.
Just don't have the big utility forward. It's kind of that hit or miss champion once again. Same as Buddy. But that's huge. That's huge. Oh, that's so huge.
2. Oh, nearly 2. He's got to get close. Now they're going to try and collapse their way in. 45 seconds go. They've got the information, though. Here comes Dicey. Let's see if he can dice up some more. There's one. Goes for the peak in the second, but he's going to be dropped. He's not out just yet. DBNO. They need to get that confirmation. They do eventually. They're staying so close here, MOODA. Goes for the crowd shot, but it's not going to be enough. Shotgun to the face. Drop out, though. Exchanges back the other way. Vector in hand, defending off now, site B. They have to go for the plant. 19 seconds, they go for the commit. It goes down to a 1 versus 1, and they just need to hold. If he's going to fake plant, he looks like he's going to go fake plant. Don't buy into it. You can hold, you can wait. It's a 1 versus 1.
Oh my God.
Count the time down. He hasn't got the time now. Fake your plant. He's getting shot in the back. Oh, there's a shield. Hit the gas. Oh my God, what? Oh my God! What is happening?
We just witnessed. That is
high
absurd.
High IQ play. Hey, I'm just gonna plant. I don't care. I've got 6
200 IQ.
I've got a huge shield on my back. I'm like a ninja turtle coming into that one. And MOODA get themselves another point.
That is 500 IQ. That's 500 IQ. He turns the exact right way. I'm still surprised he lost that because technically you can't just wait for him to get up from that bomb, but he still needs to, have that little bit of like invincibility during the time that he picks up his weapon. But I mean, somehow it worked. I don't even remember how it worked. But yeah, I mean, you do you. That's one hell of a clutch. That's one hell of a clutch.
Ninja Turtle stuff that was, mate. Ninja Turtle stuff, I'm telling you. He knew. It was a 1,000 IQ. It wasn't even a fluke. He just turned his back and went, nah, I'm going to win this round.
Get this guy into SpaceX, ladies and gentlemen. Get this guy into SpaceX. He's going to take us to Mars. ladies and gentlemen. 3-1 right now. Team MOODA, I'll take it all back. They really do look dominant right now, but only in terms of the scoreline. I still believe Team Subroza's got a chance. Pro try to switch things up, gets dropped immediately, and that, especially with Goldberg in hand, is going to bring back the advantage massively towards Team MOODA's side. If they decide to rush through one way or... I mean, at some point they will, one way or another. But if say they decide to rush through as a group with Goldberg's ability, it's going to be really tough to defend this. You can see Subroza is kind of split apart, and that makes it all the more unlikely to get the trades.
What page of the Google document was that shield play on? Because that's got to be up there, like...
No. He spots Winston first. He still gets one. Oh, almost a second.
I like that. I like that. A lot of people back away from the shield. Sometimes you've got to stick it to the shield. You've got to stick it to Wilson and hold him at the door. Nearly holding him at bay, though. Numbers do go back. Favors back now on Subroza. But they do have Goldberg. They have the ability to get their health boost. And more importantly, they still have the encryptor in hand. 1 minute left on the clock. They don't like to rush this one now, but they've got to try and hold the angles. Go for a crouch around. They catch one. 3 versus 1. Intel gained. MOODA. He was roaming before, but he's roaming no longer. Put into the dirt. Defensive will win. They bring it back into 3 versus 2.
They've really done it. The Madmen have done it. Chances there, Mark. I'm not gonna lie, the chances there. I mean, I've been disagreeing with chat since the very first round. I don't think it's like I don't think the scoreline did it justice.
Why are you hating on chat? I love chat. Chat needs to encourage us.
Oh man, I love the chat. Everyone knows that, but I didn't think Team MOODA was as strong as they make it out to be. I think Team Subroza had a chance from the very get-go. Like the very first round, the very first round should have gone very differently, and then it would have been them, you know, being in that 3-2 position right now. But I mean, that's all news now.
I think you underestimate, right? As I said, Subroza like to take a punch. They're like a heavyweight fighter when it comes down to PUBG blind spot. They take a couple of hits, they're okay. They will come back because they've got the stance, right? They've got the ability to run the extra mile. They just need to keep the momentum on their side. Here comes Goldberg, here comes the boosters. They look to try and charge their way through. Shield will try and hold up. Now Shield has the encryptor, backed up against the wall, hasn't been breached just yet though, as they will bounce through with a flash that's going to give them the opportunity now to get moving. Subroza needs to plant those heels in the ground. They need to find a way to stop. They open the breach, but they open though Pandora's box as the shotgun. Well, it went all the way through and put down, unfortunately, one of the bodies of MOODA.
No chance there whatsoever. The Carnival anti-push play. They did not expect that whatsoever. What a perfect team play coming out from Team Subroza. But they're still losing players here. No matter the outcome of this round, it's a good try. But is it going to be enough to really bring it back into overtime? Right now, it doesn't look that way. As it is a 2v4. Dicey hits the ground. Maybe the revive is going to be possible. Team Subroza needs to cover this, and it's 2 players on the opposing side. Blue Star Grenade takes him down. Now the last 2 players are known, but it is Carnival. It is Carnival. He might have a chance in this one. Peace just above the corner. Gets one. Doesn't get the second one. And now it's all down to Dicey, the kill leader. He's got a chance. Maybe takes one. Doesn't spot the second one inside that bomb A side. And as a result of that, he goes down. Winner is going to be MOODA. And I'll eat my words. They look dominant towards the end there. I'll take on match 1.
I love that. They reached the wall, and then there is collision there with a shotgun. Welcome to my house. Let's fry up some deaths. Anyway, good game. Game number 1 was done and dusted. The grand finals, though, and MOODA, who have been sitting the sidelines, bagged themselves a victory. Confidence will be oozing, but they need to potentially keep at bay. Subroza, as I said before, fALECX, this is a team that likes to build momentum. Yes, they've taken an L, they've taken a loss, but sometimes they're one of these teams that like to adapt and change. They do need to adapt and change and maybe get themselves on a little bit of a Google sheet to try and help out.
Yeah, maybe that's what they need. Changes in the Google sheet, yeah, potentially. Interesting, though. I felt like, look, it's the same with the previous series. But at these rounds, I mean, I don't want to say the same thing 5 times again, but it really is. Like, the level of play here right now is so even. And that's really surprising because we have players in here from lots of different backgrounds. You know, some competitive players, some not so much. Especially in Team Dokibird, right before that, right in the previous series, in the semi-finals, lots of players without really like that big competitive experience. And they still really had that ground, which goes to show you, like, you don't necessarily need that competitive experience to really compete at a high level here in PUBG BLINDSPOT. It's about that IQ. It's about that shield at the back and putting down the decryptor. That's what it's all about, you know? So, yeah, if you think you're a smart guy, download the game and show us. That's what I'm ultimately trying to make that point.
Let's talk about some of these plays, though, because Wilson is kind of coming into this kind of era which every team seems to run, and kind of maybe not the meta, I think it's the wrong word, but kind of a consistent, a cornerstone, maybe especially on a breaching team. Has everyone got the play down? Yes, we've seen some great players, especially who come from the turtle crouch, but I feel like it's kind of a must. It's going to be about, as you said on the open show, how do you counteract Wilson? Is it going to be the impact grenades? We saw drop out with the gas launchers, though. They were huge. They need to find a way to try and stop this shield breaching their way through. It's not OP, but I do feel like it is a cornerstone to a team.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I think the way they played, teams just haven't adapted enough yet. They found some little tricks with like impact grenades, with like obviously drop out, rotating on through, but it also really depends on where are the agents at that point of first contact. So I think making sure that your agent, the one that you really want to counter with, is rotating towards where that first contact is, and then has that impact. That's going to be key, and I want to see that happen more often. More rotation with the agents, little bit more cohesion as well. On Subroza's team side, a lot of the times, even on defense, Subroza was trying to make some kind of look happen with Hayes, which, if you play against a team that's stuck together, they'll just get that trade. You won't have a chance to really do something with that lurk, even on the defensive side. So maybe that's something to fix as well. And if they do that, I think they can be a very strong contender here for match 2, if not even a definite winner. I really think it comes down to these two things.
Let's talk about, before we get into match number 2, though, this time round, Subroza's team has picked Pavilion again, but it's actually on the B side, not the A side. So we're going to the other side of the map. MOODA, though, is picking defense, and MOODA picked defense on game number 1. They're picking defense on game number 2 as well. So I'm interested to try and break down, especially when we get to talk to Subroza, because this is make or break now, right? This is a best of 3. If they lose this one, then they find themselves in second place. And look, don't get me wrong, second place is an almighty win. You back yourself some big money, right? But it's kind of stick or twist. They fully committed now to Pavilion. They've just changed the bomb zone.
Yeah. I think I think you were spot on. Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing also how, like, we've almost switched almost always in every series, we switch the entire map. Now it's just a different part of it, right? Yeah. And we've seen massive differences between maps themselves. I don't know if we've seen massive differences now in terms of how these teams approach it within the same map, but just on different sides. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I still think it's entirely open. I don't think it matters between these two teams. They're too experienced right now for that to matter, but maybe, who knows, maybe I don't have it at the back of my head right now for Wilson's a strong choice for this particular part of the map. Or maybe that could be the big difference, right? If Wilson maybe just isn't as strong here, if the nade path things are more open, if there's not as much close quarter combat where Wilson really excels in, then I could see Team MOODA maybe struggling a tiny bit.
Well, there's no time left to struggle. If you're a gambling person, it's stick or twist. And with Subroza, they're sticking, and they're sticking with the map. Pavilion, we've swapped over on sites, though, from A towards B. And more importantly for MOODA, they are happy to let them come towards them. Will they fall on their sword? Well, time is upon us, though. Critical for Subroza to get the win here.
Going to be an early setup here towards the liquor store. No one's spotted out right now, so if Subroza walks in there, oh, barely, just about barely. That was a centimeter. That was a centimeter that spotted Cloudy. Otherwise, Subroza would have almost surely died there. Really unfortunate for Cloudy. It was in a good spot, good lurk. But this is stuff that I was talking about, right? That is kind of what Subroza did on the defensive side last game. And it really hasn't worked out for him. So I'm trying to see whether or not that works out for Moody. MOODA's now spots it. Good nade. That might take him down right away. I love it. Immediately, that aggression is put a pin in. And now they have the bomb site. They kind of just need to set up for that decryptor plant. And they're doing just that. This is a perfect setup right now for Team Subroza, and I'd be surprised if they throw away this round.
They've got to continue now with the utility. Hold the angle, stop the breach coming from the other side, get at least a defensive, but they can't now. Dynamic will forward. They've got another bomb. It throws out, but the sheer power of the M249 breaching their way forward, non-stopping, rips apart those Subroza. But it's not going to be enough. 2 versus 1. Does rotate his way around. Gets the back now down to a 1 versus 1 though. He needs to try and fight. He needs to get the decryptor. But peek-a-boo, I see you. Subroza swings back and lands the first blow.
Really good stuff coming out from Team Subroza. I like the execute. I like the thought process behind how they approach this round. And this is a good start into this first half of this series, of the second match of the grand finals. Be reminded, this is about $15,000 back at home. I know they would be really nice for just about everyone in this lobby, but only one team can take home that line share of $7,000. The other one, unfortunately, will be going home with just about $3,000. So, yeah, if Team Subroza doesn't do it now, they'll never get another chance to do so.
Who's hungry for the additional moolah? That's what they're saying. Hey, game number 1 obviously done. Kills do favour Simon and Subroza. Do get 2 apiece there. Looks like obviously a little bit of a spread out on the other side. Maybe it is this side that they prefer. Maybe it's this site with Pavilion B compared to A. They go for the reposition. Team MOODA, not always a team that kind of hangs around on site. They do like to sort of lurk. They do like to put the traps a bit further out, maybe to gain the intel as they work their way in. They can see the breaches now. See the repositioning here from Team MOODA. They still 1-0 against them.
Once again, a rather slow setup. Good blue zone grenade. I really like how much of these teams really do use Apex for that first ability, because remember, that is one of the most, like, it doesn't look that way because it doesn't do as much damage often, but think about how much space you can take away from someone with that blue zone grenade. Perfect timing, by the way. Amazing timing. Kamali goes down. But yeah, think about how much space that denies you as a defensive team.
There's that confirmation. Nearly catching the second. The blue zone coming in. Has to scrabble.
I mean, it's just amazingly well played. Again.
Has to push it away. But look at that. Again, they're using the utility now to try and stop the opportunity to counterplay the breach. Now, the encryptor has been done. That's down. Time is now ticking as we're just over a quarter of the way. Now, we neighbor. They spin. They shoot. They score. It's 2-0. I told you this team, fALECX, is a heavyweight contender. And there is another blow. 1-2 in the face of MOODA.
I'm telling you, this is the amount of team play that I didn't see from them in the previous series in the semi-finals, nor yesterday. Maybe they've just now locked in and realized, okay, we're not going to win this way against Team MOODA. Stick together, get the executes in. Or maybe they also just kind of got inspired by Team Dokibird, because this is actually more the type of play that we saw from Team Dokibird than them. And I really like this. This is now getting into an incredibly competitive spirit and into a very high-level play. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat right now. This is about as good as it gets right now in this current level of play.
Look, I agree with your second point now, 100% the latter. I think they've taken an element of Dokibird's team strategy away. Both those two games felt like sort of instead of trying to get the kills, it feels like Team Subroza's looking to get the plant. They're looking to get the encryptor down. And if they do, then they get the opportunity to put the defensive up, and that's kind of what we're liking to see. So I think they have taken an element of Dokibird's game style and game plan, stack up, work your way, pick a site, get that encryptor down.
I love that the chat is just more up to speed on all the strategies and all the stuff they noticed than me. I mean, they noticed about 3 times as much as I do, and they probably would have seen that coming a mile away as well. Desnet gets taken down. No chance. Cloudy, though, on Blaze, is there for a trade. Makes it back to the full. Once again, yeah, they're looking for the plant, and they might just get it out, to be honest, because A side should be...
Right, Nate.
No, never mind. Okay, so it's barricaded off as well. Never mind me. I thought maybe A side is open towards the western side of things that we're watching right now, because that's where Dynamic is heading, and that's where I think they try to find an alternative to. But yeah, there's no way. I don't think they have a lot of abilities right now left as well. Carnival could technically do something open, but it's not going to be easy getting onto that A side.
Interesting. Like for me, Carnival couldn't get across towards the ace. They're not going to be able to see that. They have to reposition. There was a clear call. There's a clear comms to go, do you know what? We're not getting in here. They're holding. Now, Dicey's moved to that left-hand side. And is he just gone there to make as much noise as he physically can? Because everyone's repositioned that way. Now they're looking for the plant.
Nice.
They get the plant in. Dicey works his way back, though. But unfortunately, the time is falling against him. They get one, though. Drop out, though. Gets the spray. Doesn't got to get the connection. Down to a one-shot herself, though. Got to be cautious. Spray comes in, but unfortunately, will turn the back to the attention, and it's a 1 versus 1. Scrap that. It's a 1, and it's a done though. As Dicey crawls away, and the encryptor, I think it should be picked up.
Yeah.
Done.
I've never seen that happen. Well, technically it doesn't matter, but usually, yeah, obviously, usually if you're the last one standing, you go down, you legitimately cannot be robbed anymore, so that's funny to see. But yeah, Dicey goes down. Man, it came down to the wire again. I mean, that was the only one. I still feel like Team Subroza did a really good job there. They baited out these rotations towards the western side. That's what kind of Dicey tried to do on that western side as well. But ultimately, it didn't really work. They didn't really fall for it. And there was not enough utility left. That's what it came down to. There wasn't enough utility left to make that execute happen cleanly on that eastern side then towards the top of bomb side A. If they would have had one more foam grenade, maybe one more flash to deny any kind of peeks while running into the room, stuff like that, maybe then the round would have been different. But at that point, too much work has been put in to do that initial execute. They get denied on.
And it's just the timing. I feel like it was just missing the timing. Yes, you've got the gas. Yes, you've got the walls. Yes, you've got the smoke grenades we've seen coming through. But they just overload it straight away, especially when you've got that plant down and you've got that encryptor in a position you want it to be. You've got to kind of trickle feed out that utility. You're using it to try and stop them coming in. You're using it kind of to stop them breach their way through. And the timing just wasn't there for me at the moment. So they're able to get one back. The story is in the favour of Subroza. They're critical. They need to get themselves a window. Goldberg, though, stacks the boost up on the team and boost their way into the first kill. Dicey, one of the big killers, he's already out.
It's back to the Wilson play. We still haven't found a name for it. Did you call it Turtle play? I like this, actually. But we haven't found a good name yet. Maybe Electric Turtle? Electric Turtle for the Wilson Goldberg combo? Electric Turtle or something like that? I don't know. I'm uncreative. Maybe someone in the chat has got a good name for it. But the Wilson Goldberg strat together, we're going to see it more often, so we definitely need a name for it. And once again, comes into play. You can see now on that Wilson player.
Very quick note, sorry to interrupt you there, but you scream at me all the time. I don't think Prod knows, playing as Dropout, that he can go through his own smoke. He drops that gas grenade, but he backed off himself. Just a note to everyone out there, if you're playing Dropout, you launch those gas grenades, you can charge your way through. Ooh. Defense get the win, you put another body up, but definitely worth noting, there's an opportunity because they're like smoke walls, guys and girls. You can pop them down and you can reposition as an aggressive pushing towards the enemy.
Absolutely true. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that happening, him not knowing about that mechanic, and it makes sense. I mean, I asked you the same thing, right? We were playing, and I was like, wait, can I run through that? And you were like, yeah, sure.
Yep.
It makes sense. If you look at the character model, then, I mean, that question is answered right away, but I didn't even think that way. I didn't even realize she had a gas mask on. So, yeah, good
like
character
it, could
design.
be aggressive. It could be
good
aggressive.
Character design, though. Yeah, I mean, I do this all the time, and people never expect it.
It's applying. So many people back away from it as well. Get that, especially in that position. Like you've backed up, Wilson. You've backed up that shield into a corner. You can't move. You can reposition to an area which he has no idea where it's coming from. I'm looking now for the defensive play. Little couple of peekaboo holes. So now wait for the breach. Dicey is there on the peekaboo hole, but he sees a whole team coming his way. So reposition himself. Blue zone Nate. Well, peekaboo holes, fALECX, they work both ways. This time, stacked with a well-placed blue zone grenade.
I need to be careful of not over-peeking this because there's a second gas grenade behind it, and I don't think that's his. Actually, it has to be. Never mind me. Thought for a second maybe we had drop out on the other team as well. Doesn't make sense. Never mind me. Miscommunication there. MOODA, though, brings things back. And there's still Dicey on the other side.
Look at that hold.
Playing with them now. Yeah, Res and hold, that's the play for them. But even if they do get that rest, it's not going to be easy moving forward. There's a lot of time that's already been wasted. A lot of utility gone as well.
Yeah, I know, but MOODA as a team, especially for an offensive, they don't rush. They're happy to go to war. That time is just ticking down. And if they can continue to isolate people one at a time, they will be happy. Numbers will favor them slightly. They're working their way down. They've got a full house of cards at the moment. Now they've got the information where Prod is. So he's trying to hold site B. Dicey, though, on a little bit of an off angle, a little bit of hope. Might be looking now to try and go for that breach. You can see those marks, though, on that right-hand side. That's where they're going to try and get in towards A. Prod reposition here. Dicey can't leave it too far. You've got to get to Minto that are there. Dynamic repositions as well, though. On the side, they find the shield. Wilson down now. They go swing. The pincer move comes in. Another one more forward. Goes backwards and forwards. But Dicey, he's too far away. He's the remaining player. But fALECX, it doesn't matter. Dicey, though, is the big clutch up, though, at the end. And he bags the win. GG's for Subroza. They get one back.
Unbelievable scenes here once again, and who better to do it than Dicey, our current kill leaderboard leader. He has just been on fire throughout this entire tournament. Legitimately, if you want to have one player on your team, it's gotta be him. He's just been plowing through the enemy lobbies. We've seen aces from this guy, we've seen clutches from this guy, and now we've seen clutches inside the grand finals as well to top that off. So, I mean, what else to say? He's an amazing player, and he really has got a PUBG blind spot figured out really fast. I gotta be honest, like his plays and his mechanics seem to be very advanced.
It's just the speed at which he's breaking down the game. One, we've seen him kind of evolve really quickly, right? But underneath that element of pressure, he doesn't falter. He's happy to be in a 3-on-1 scenario, a 4-on-1 scenario. He just finds the one kill at a time. And if they're like that, if they line up, that, unfortunately, is going to fall for them. It's not dicey enough for them. It's dicey enough for us, though. Really well played, but more importantly, critical for them to get that win underneath their belt.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, someone said in the chat, Hayota Crowd, I mean, greetings to you. He said, Dicey, I was not familiar with your game. That's what he said. I was not, so weren't we. I got to be honest, so weren't we. Like, when we originally got into this tournament, we had our, players on the board that we kind of did some scouting on, Subroza and, Prod and all that stuff. But Dicey has been, to me, a little bit of an upset, to be honest. I mean, he's put in the work. He might just be super gifted in these types of tactical games as well. Obviously, he is. But really good stuff. So I'm excited to see more from him. And obviously, that's going to make it a lot more interesting now as well for the final matchup that we have today. Because if he starts playing like this towards the end of this match, he goes in with another performance like this, I don't even think MOODA's performance from match 1 can take it home for them.
Well, are the smooth moves from MOODA going to keep them cool, calm, and collective? They got a clear win yesterday. Is this the first time that actually they have a bit more of a heavyweight fight? Subroza said before, they like to lose one. They like to go down, and then they work their way back one step at a time. And now is the momentum, as I said before, is the wind in the sails. We'll have to wait and see. Can MOODA reposition, readjust? More importantly, maybe pick the agents to try and stop this, because the Wilson play is still underway.
We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Some new strats happened in their last round as well. It wasn't just Wilson. It wasn't just Wilson and Goldberg now on that attacking side. It was a lot of stuff, a lot of new stuff that we saw. And this is what I like as well, right? Try out new things, and this is what I expect from the grand finals as well, right? Some new strats, some new agent combinations. We've seen Carnival a bit more on offense. We're seeing that on defense as well for the very first time in this game. We've seen Carnival go aggressive on the defense side. There's something that shouldn't make sense whatsoever, but they made it work, right? Remember on that A side originally in the first series, smashing through the wall, having 3 enemy players on the other side, and just 3 players of the defense side stacked up, knowing they're going to be behind us, breaking it, shooting straight through, winning the round because of it. So stuff like this is new to me, and I think new to you as well, Mark, and I want to see more of this in the final game now.
Well, what's new to us, though, is going to be a brand new map, though. Obviously, Red House B is coming in. MOODA's team, more importantly, has picked that, but this time a slight change up. Actually, Subroza's opted to go for the defensive play here compared to the offensive. So the wild card, the pick of the map, they definitely wanted the pavilion. We're now going back to MOODA's house as we go in towards that sort of plant B. But can Subroza hold them off? Can they hold them at bay? Because I feel like this is the final game. Don't forget, it's a best of 3. Each one of these teams have one apiece. So this one here is going to be the decider, the team that's going to take away the lion's share of the prize pool. And I think it is critical to counterplay because a big decision was ready, though. And that decision, though, comes down to Subroza, and they've gone defensive. Let's not be defensive anymore, though. It is the final round, though. It's PUBG Blind Spots. Doki's creating. It's going to come. Let's get ourselves into it. Let's roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the last game for today and for this tournament. Hype it up in the chat. I know it's not Dokibird playing anymore, unfortunately, for a lot of you guys out there, but I still do believe these games have come very close in terms of entertainment. They have just been giving us a blast. A lot of new good strategies. It's been super interesting to watch. I do firmly believe, even for players that have never seen this game before, because it's quick to pick up. It's purely strategical from a top-down view. So if you enjoyed this, once again, you can play this game for absolutely free. There's no microtransactions, nothing. Pick it up. You've got nothing to lose. People have been picking it up for the last week since early access release, and they've been loving it as well. Super tight in the community in the Discord as well. Make sure to join this, and let's now enjoy the very last match of this series.
It's gone to the wire. As to be expected in the grand finals, it's not going to be a clean sheet. Everyone has got a point to prove. Position now in Red House, this is a good position. I like the breach, though. Obviously, I suppose the B site is the most critical, the easier one to sort of breach your way into. And again, I come back to my point. Subroza opted to go for the defensive side. It's a big old room, but it's a room that has kind of that bookshelf in front. And if breached correctly, very, very difficult to try and defend against it.
I'm so confused how early that Goldberg red chip booster gets put out. Like, yeah, usually I feel like you might want to do it a little bit later, but they seem to be scared of that aggression from Team Subroza, and I can understand why. Look at the attack right now from Product Dynamic. They're trying to get that first contact as steep as possible. Now they're falling back. That's smart, but I didn't think they were going to do that. And as an attacking team, I might want to keep that red chip booster for a later execute, maybe. But I stand corrected. Works out this way.
That Prod trying to get those gas down the line, but hits the wall, so comes short. Bluzo Nade's going to try and flush them out of the way. There's one, there's two. That's clear inside A. Maybe that's the call here for Team MOODA. Again, a team that takes their time when it comes from the offensive, so don't be too alarmed that we're not seeing the rush. Goldberg, well, he pumps the ability now, and Subroza holds the line and holds it well. Don't turn your back. He does for a second, and unfortunately, he's going to fall.
Really good stuff, Subroza. Taken down, MOODA brings it back. Maybe Brad can do something. Immediately shut down. G36 in hand from Cloudy. The PUBG players will know that weapon as well. Really strong in that mid-distance range. And now it's brought back to a 3-on-3. Not an easy scenario right now for any of these teams. It's tough to get inside at the same time. I mean, players like Dynamic are super low, so I don't even know who to favor here right now. Flashes, more utility coming in. That's an important frag, but Dynamic trades it right away. It's back to a 2-on-2.
They were so fixated on side move that they threw the flash. They committed all the bodies that way. The off angle came through. 2 versus 1. Oh my God, Collision steps out and puts one down. It's going down to a 1 versus 1. Simon not got the health, but he now knows, though, he has to try and lure it in. The pre-fire will come through, and Patch gets the victory.
That's not gonna feel good. That's not gonna feel good for Team Subroza, losing that first match in the decider. In the very last map of this series, of this entirety of this tournament, $7,000 are on the line for first place, $3,000 for second place. That much they've both secured, but that's a big difference. Getting 7K or 3K, that's gotta mean more than just bragging rights, even for MOODA.
There's a lot of dinners there for MOODA. A lot of dinners, that's all I'm gonna say. Do you think Subroza can come back though, fALECX, now?
Yes.
We've seen this time and time again. Are we going to go all the way to the wire? Are we going to go to a match overtime point?
Not more for me to explain, except yes.
Okay, let's go for it.
Yes.
That means
Absolutely,
that he
yes.
has to get some more back. Subroza.
I mean, it depends. Like, if Subroza kind of throws it away with his hate, I mean, look, this is what I'm saying, right? I mean, we've only seen Buddy once or twice, but if Subroza now throws it away with haste, then maybe not so much. But this might be good. But also, I feel like they know this. Team MOODA knows
look at
this.
Pig. Look at the
Oh,
pings.
they know
Look at the
this.
pings.
But he's got the right side peak. If he hits this timing, he could get the first one.
Well-
No. Oh, no. No. That's going to hurt. That's the timing play as well. That is so unfortunate.
You've got to
Subroza
remember
goes
as well,
down. Oh, no.
when you take those positions out, when you take the windows, you take the doors, you're giving information as much as trying to gain information. Sometimes sitting tight and waiting, holding the angle works out. Got a little bit twitchy though, Subroza, as he was checking both angles. Unfortunately, he was looking the wrong way. Dynamic though swings his way around. Talk about the angles though. He gets one, looking for the second, bags the second as well, as he now hits and run. Patch gonna be there. Defensive line will come out though. There's a dropout. Uses the gas and repositions. That's good to see from Prod. And now they got the numbers back in their advantage.
That's a breach from Desnerith. And he hits and takes down Dicey. That's the most important player, the biggest frag in this tournament going down. Gotta account for something. But it's probably not enough to win this round. He takes down one more, but he needs to take down Dynamic. Good shots. Maybe it's possible. If Simon misses his shots as well, with Carnival, that's definitely in the realm of possibility. Sometimes you just seem to miss it. Can't really do anything about this. They could still win this, and he picks up the Decryptor as well. He's got a chance in this one, Mark, I'm telling you. Even though he's 1 HP, there's a chance in this.
Yeah, but the foam walls, they do make the stop. But more importantly, they gain the information. He's only got the left peak. Collision's going to be there. I think it's a match setting point for there. Good play, good hold, good use of a defensive wall. And unfortunately for them, and Collision stands tall. More importantly, has the right peak as well.
One, Mark. That's about as close as you can get. It's about as close as you can really get. First half is about to end. One of them is going to be in reach of match from that point, depending on who wins this round. And the one afterwards. And we are truly indeed about to find out who's going to make it. Mark, I don't know. Actually, I'm not going to ask you for a prediction. I feel like that would be unfair.
Let's talk about the leaderboard though, because this worries me. Subroza hasn't got any kills at the moment, right? And he's a confident guy. Nothing. He's a confident guy.
Oh, my word.
I worry that he goes for an overpeak again, right? I don't mind. Look, I like a spawn peak. I love that. I like that aggressive play, right? And he's got the right character for it. But when you're down numbers, you're in a grand final. The difference between $3,000 or $7,000 though is up for grabs. Like, you don't need to overextend. It's about game plan. It's about locking down your angles and holding tight and gathering the intel. Here comes the breaches though, on the far side. They have picked up one. They know the room's now clear. There goes the stack up though. They want to try and get themselves straight through. Simon, ready, waiting. Collision is maybe the better operator to try and hold this one out, as the agent will now hold. Subroza holds the off angle. I think at this point, there's a complete stop. They're second-guessed it. They sense the danger.
Mark, I love it.
They smell the aggression.
I love it. They're keeping Dashnit there to have the lurk later because he can open up at the door in front of him. But they want to lurk around first, find a different entry, and then when they start to execute, he's going to come through from an entirely different angle, from an entirely different position, and breach it. Look, Desert is now opening the door. Unfortunately, they know he's there. Subroza's ready for it. His team not fast enough. Everything's walled off. Really great defense coming out from Team Subroza. And MOODA just cannot find an opening up until this point.
Have to try and find an opening now. Oh, shot in the back of their head. Wilson steps into a raft of friendly fire.
1 minute.
Elf will go down. Nice bounce off the wall. Backboard and bags one though. Prod will fall. That's a huge loss. With dropout going down, they've got to get aggressive. Dynamic swings around though on that right-hand peak. They've got the number advantage back on their side. The Encryptor though potentially has an opening, has an option now to get towards site A, but they have to do it quite quickly. The smoke is starting, unfortunately, to dissipate. And the only thing dissipating though is the health, and they're down to one player.
30 seconds remaining.
Now it's dropped. It's 4v1. I mean, there's not much you can do, really. You've got walls, so technically, yeah. Look, he can plant, but I'm not sure why he doesn't use. Oh wow! But I'm not sure why he doesn't use his patch grenade. Like he can get some foam walls up. He can safely rest and plant at the same time.
Get behind the
just going to take him down.
Get behind the turtle.
No, you're not telling me they're once again doing this one. No, this is Collision being up as well. Collision gets one, but then the double shotgun comes in from Simon and takes them down. Oh, if not for these foam grenades, I would have given them the round either way, but he had foam grenades. If he uses these, they would have had a chance. They would have had a chance for sure in this one, but MOODA kind of throws it away with this one.
Look, I get it, and I'm with you. The foam grenades at the wall, the little gap, the door behind you, lock it out, and you stand a chance. But when you see the safety, the warmth being underneath the wing of Wilson with that shield, you've got to take it every single time. Go for the rest. The team play was going to be there. It doesn't go in the favor. But Subroza finds himself now 2-1 up.
Subroza's team. What kind of comeback story would that be, ladies and gentlemen out there watching? They were barely just getting into the semi-finals, or at least, well, not the semi-finals to be fair, but into that second spot. They've won a couple of really close rounds against Dokibird to even get it to this point. Legitimately, to even get to this point. And now they're looking at winning the grand final, taking down Team MOODA, who's been unbeaten, who had a plus 17 round difference yesterday. That's how dominant, kill difference. That's how dominant they have been yesterday. And now it comes in. Unfortunately, that's an incredible defense coming out from MOODA. Hits the gas grenade right away. This is a common strategy on this map, to kind of just breach with that first one, get some foam grenades left and right, and then get down the bomb. But on this one, some really fast action coming out from Team MOODA, really fast defense. It's going to be the night for now.
Yeah, look, this is kind of where you expected the breaches always come through. The defensive play from MOODA was big, and they want to try and bring it back into a 2-2, right? They've got to try and hold the angles, not get drawn in. There's one, dynamical fall. And now we've got the final two remaining here. Subroza, unfortunately, there isn't much more they can do but commit to this room because the encryptor is sitting right underneath their nose. They have to try and breach a new way in. There goes the wall. They go for that reposition. I'm so surprised that Dropout is not launching a gas grenade in there, but I suppose you're actually saying that spent both of them already. So Team Subroza knows this. But I love this. MOODA, disciplined, waiting, watching. No, it's a bait. No, they've got the angle, but it's not going to be enough, though. Straight in. They need to hold the angles. They need to try and get the plant, though. Simon's going to be there. They have to rush their way through. He's not going to fake it. He's going to go for the full stick. He does swing out on the other side. Gets down to 1 HP, but it's not going to be enough. 2-2. We're going to the wire.
Really does go to the wire, Mark. I mean, come on. What are we witnessing here? Time and time again. Clutches from both sides. And I just can't make my mind up. Who's really playing better right now? I mean, Team MOODA seems to be a little bit less coordinated. They seem to have a little bit less experience. That's kind of the theory that we had from the get-go, right? You have that one series less played than Team Subroza. It's going to be noticeably different. But at the same time, I mean, they have a good feeling for this game. They have a really good they have a solid structure of how they approach some of these rounds. So I can't really argue against them either. One thing's for certain though, Mark, some 5 players now will get match and map point for these grand finals and will be one step closer to getting $7,000 They're up for grabs on that first place. Barricades are being put up. One more barricade is actually there. I'm sure they're going to use it at some point. Now they do. And this is the tricky thing about it. You can see it right now for the first time since we've been tracking the barricades right here. It's really tough to really know how you want to play it in defense because sometimes you lock yourselves in, sometimes you lock down your own rotation path. So having a clear set and structure and maybe adapting sometimes as well, keeping some for the mid-round and then deciding where to go and put these up after you've had first contact is a valid strategy as well, something that we've seen very few times.
It's a valid strategy. I like that kind of the commitment here from Dropout, knowing that they're going to try and hold this angle, trying to wait for the flash and the breach in. If they get the breach in, Dropout has been fully flashed, you can see that. Doesn't launch out that kind of secondary gas, and I think that's what they wanted. They wanted to commit to it. That might clear them up a little bit more. And now they actually get the information. Here comes the breach. Surely an aggressive charge will come through. It's 2-2, and it's got to go down to the wire.
This is going to be so interesting. Blues Renee comes in. MOODA, he cannot escape it. MOODA hits the ground. And that's the first frag. Trade happens immediately, though. Dasa is there. And he takes down Subroza, but is it going to be enough? He gets one more. Dasa gets one. Dasa gets two. Oh, my word. He just single-handedly carried this round. But his teammates, they still have a lot of work ahead of themselves. And it's falling apart. 2 more frags for Dicey. It's suddenly down to a 2v2 mark.
It's a 2 versus 2. They've got tunnel vision. The attackers win. Subroza 3-2. When it comes down to it, push comes to shove. And they shove MOODA to one side. But can they do it again? Not swapping over. Subroza looking to try and clutch it up.
Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Let's be honest. Putting up a performance like that, that's not coming alive, and then still clutching it out with Dicey. These are the kind of scenes you only really see in PUBG Blind Spot towards the end of a grand final like this, ladies and gentlemen. That is crazy. And now Team MOODA really is with the back against the wall. They will have to win this round, otherwise it's down and out. Otherwise, they will be going home in second place. And the grand final ticket they've gotten, they've worked so hard for yesterday, is all for nothing.
Yeah. Wait and see. Position is set. Can they convert the match, though? This is critical. Here comes the start. No surprises, really. The only one for me, there's no Wilson in sight.
It might be the last round of this grand final. It might be the last run of this grand final. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Subroza is looking for it. They're looking for that 4th round, for that decider to bring home the victory of this creator match. Sponsored by PUBG BlindSpot, be reminded. And hosted by Dokibird. Once again, huge thanks to both of these, but we're going to get to that in a second as well after this round has concluded. There's very few defensive setups right now towards A. Do you see this? It's only really Das, and there's 3 players approaching. The Decryptor as well. This might be a big problem coming up for them.
The thing is, they haven't got the defensive line, right? MOODA are committing towards that B site. They're just trying to sneak their way. Look at the time they're taking. They do not want to give away any information where they can. They've breached 2 sides. The only thing I would like to have seen from Team Subroza is maybe hold someone there, maybe make as much noise as they can that we're still coming in. And that's not what you need. Grenade will come out. Does get the knock. Now, the kill feed doesn't give away the intel. And that means there's no, I suppose, pressure applied. The only thing gained is some bodies down some health.
Really slow setup. It's about 50 seconds left remaining in this round. At some point, they will need to make some more
Here we go.
moves happening, and I think there it is. Carnival opens up the door.
Stack.
Everyone is really low, but they've got Goldberg. This could be the difference right now. Oh, the gas grenade comes out through. Gas takes 1, takes 2. I think they're all dying. Oh, my word. This is Team MOODA with an absolute beast of a setup. And I think that gas grenade, not even Goldberg could defend against this. That's going to be it. That's overtime for you, ladies and gentlemen. And Team MOODA take it home swiftly.
Wow. Wow. When MOODA stacked them up, Subroza fall down. They breached. It was irrelevant how many people they had in the defensive. 1 was enough, though. M249 in support. Now to try and play. It is full overtime. We're going the extra yard. 3-3. The Oscars swap things over.
One gas grenade launcher from Prad, and it changes the entire outcome of this round. I thought maybe with Goldberg, look, they were all low. I didn't really have much trust in them. But then the red chip booster came out from Goldberg, right? It enhances your HP. Really strong in the late game, especially if you're grouped up. Has a little bit of a radius around you. It's not that big, so you have to be stacked on top of each other. And I thought when that came out, you know, maybe there's a possibility there. And then that one gas grenade that was kept by them until this very second, that he didn't want to let go. That he just really didn't want to let go to waste. And it's changed the entire outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final round now. First frag is going to decide a whole lot. Who's going to get it, Mark?
It's difficult. Like, my favorite wants to go in for the site B, and you're playing to MOODA's arms now because they've got the defensive potential opportunity to break apart because they've done the same thing. They've got the counter plays. Now they're coming in from the other side. But Subroza, the heavyweight boxers which we speak about, they refuse to go down. They want to throw big punches, and sometimes they throw those big punches when it matters. And Subroza is the first one to throw fisticuffs though, as they will get the first kill on the board.
Really interesting, entirely different setup this time around from MOODA. Look at the way they're approaching this. Entirely different angles this time. They're going all the way around. 1 minute 15. They do have the time to do so as well. But with Subroza taking down the lurk of Cloudy, it's going to be a way different. And sooner or later, that time is going to run out as well. There's another mine and collision on the other side. Simon has a good chance now of making something big happen. They are being scanned. 4 players are being scanned. This is huge intel right now for Team MOODA as they're trying to breach this big hallway now. Team Subroza should listen to this and see that that's going to happen any second now, and think now they've got that intel, but still the defensive setup is not perfect and they're still getting the frags.
It's giving information, but it just means that you've got a wall of gunfire that you need to get through. Dicey steps up, but Dicey now falls down. It's technically a 3 versus 4 store in the favor of Subroza, though. They're on the defensive. They're repositioning, going back towards a B. 2-1 split. Subroza might be down some health here. But Prod has to take a couple of shots. Goes for a reposition. And they've got to try and counterplay this one. They make the position across. They find one. They go aggressive. 3-on-3 though. Subroza needs to step up. Steps up and scores big though. There's one. Wilson charge in. Wilson will fall down, and it's going to be a clutch up. Subroza, the heavyweight fighter, will take the championship at the end, and they land the final blow. What a win from the team. Never, ever count this team out.
Never give up, and that's what they did. Team Subroza is taking home $7,000, and oh my god, do they deserve it. Everyone, really, honestly, everyone, even Dokibird's team would have deserved it, but they were the team to just keep on plowing through. They never gave up whatsoever. They were down in the semi-finals, they bring it back. They were down in the finals, they bring it back. You gotta give it to them. If there's a team that just wouldn't ever give up, that would just wouldn't ever get knocked down and not stand back up, it's gotta be Team Subroza, and they're fighting that towards the end as well. Tip-top notch play. I mean, honestly, that was the best level of play we've seen so far in PUBG Blind, so all around, and all the tournaments combined. So give it up for Team Subroza. GG's to them, $7,000 in their bags. I mean, that's amazing.
That's insane. More importantly, though, the MVP, you now need to start picking, though. We'll get it over in towards the Twitch chat shortly. Getting the information, because the MVP needs to be decided from Team Subroza. Let's go back towards that win, though. And it has been a consistency for this team before we bring it on interview, because it is a question that I am going to want to ask them. They always seem to take the first blow, but it doesn't deter them. They take a blow. Are they trying to gain the information and fight their way back? Or is it kind of a, let's lure these guys into a false sense of security, give them a little bit of a confidence boost, fALECX, and then draw them into a big L, because Subroza, yet again, finds themselves on top.
Well, you're saying yet again, but let's be honest, Subroza had his struggles. I mean, during the midst of that match, Subroza had 0 kills. Subroza didn't really get the entries that he wanted to play, and I've said this before, right? Hayes is kind of an agent that it's hit or miss. Sometimes you get into lurking positions, and especially if you're playing on defensive side, you kind of split apart, and I feel like that kind of, to some degree, cost them the second match, for example. For the most part. So I'm glad he had his impact now, but it came a little bit too late. Just in time, but a little bit too late for my liking. Be that as it may, I can't talk down on the winners. He had an amazing amount of impact. And there we go once again. The MVP vote is up now. I'm not going to talk about who was good, who wasn't good. I mean, I've said that enough. But ladies and gentlemen, now you'll have the ability to vote for who you think. Not me. Don't listen to me. I ain't got no idea. You're right. Listen to your heart. Who's been the MVP? Mark, I think you kinda.
I can't decide. Well. I can give some help and guidance. I can give some help and guidance. Come on, we can't pick. We can't pick. We're biased. We can't.
Well, I know who's got the most frags. I'm just saying.
hashtag you might want to spread the love out, right? Now, Dicey obviously might be having the frags. He's been fighting his way up. Don't forget, obviously, get those votes into chat. Let us know 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. But look, Dynamic FPS was definitely on the kill leaderboard, though, coming in today.
Oh, yeah.
Subroza, really the only person leading the charge with Hayes. Let's be honest with that. Prod steps up, though, day number 2. A little bit of a learning curve, though, after the first game, but really showing as to why Subroza put him. And let's not forget about Simon. Simon says when he needs to step up, he's putting players down as well. But let us know in chat, 1, 2, 3, or 5. Who is your MVP here for Dokibird's though creative match in the grand finals?
I'm seeing a lot of 5s, and I mean, look, the crazy cat master. Shout out to you. He said it's hard to argue with 5, honestly. I understand it, but so do I understand Simon. So much impact with Collision. We've seen him time and time again, lockdown sites. He didn't have the biggest impact in terms of frags, but if you take a close look into the round, so very often was the sole anchor on one of the bomb sites just with Collision alone. And that gives you so much security as a team. That gives Dicey, for example, the ability, if that were the case, to go to the opposing side, to have a little bit of breathing room, to play together with more of his teammates as well, because you know what, Collision has got the rest of the map covered. Like, I don't need to worry about that. So Simon's a big part of why they succeeded so much. Dynamic as well. Prod, always towards the end, being in the right spots as well. He's improved massively in terms of improvement. I actually think he's been the one that just today has the biggest amount of improvement. Obviously, Subroza, you said it yourself, right? Having big impact towards the end there with Hayes, and also just never giving up on it. Honestly, you failed 5 times with Hayes, I would have switched agents. Like, no doubt about it. I would have never touched that agent again. Subroza kept sticking to it until the very last end of the match, and he got rewarded for it. He got rewarded with just about $7,000 US.
There we go. The poll's up. Get voted in. We'd like to see, obviously, numbers are in chat, though, but get it official, though. Hit the drop down top right-hand side if you're on Twitch, and then make sure you get yourself against that. But there we go. The bracket has been done. Our semi-finalists, though, unfortunately, Doki will fall there, and Team Subroza moves on to the grand final, takes on the big MOODA, but he's going to blow him to one side. And Subroza taking a victory here on the creative match, which is Dokibird. So yeah, big GGs. Keep on the votes coming in for that MVP while we can. Highlights though, quickly, before we start getting interviews in here. fALECX though, I just want to talk about the day. Today was crazy, right? No surprise. Whoa, no surprise. One of your highlights has to be Dicey, right? 79 kills. He already got himself $2,000.
Yeah, I mean, 17. Let's calculate this. How many maps did he actually play? I mean, I can't remember the exact rounds, but maybe maps, right?
Dicey's in chat. Whoa, Dicey's in chat. Yes.
Oh.
Oi, Dicey, get yourself 2K, brother.
Well, congratulations, brother. How many has he actually played? I think 4 at the very least, right? So 79. Even if it's 6 maps, look, at the top of my mind, I'm too bad at math, right? Don't call me in chat. But at the top of my mind, even if it's 6 maps, that's an insane average to have. 79 frags. You have outshined everyone else by a large margin. Be reminded, yesterday, we had the Korean tournament. It was it was nowhere near close enough. It was 14 frag difference. Today we went into this one, everyone else had a chance. And now we're ending at an even bigger difference than what we had in the Korean tournament. I mean, that must be at least 20 to 30 frags difference from Dicey, the second player. So, I mean, well-deserved here, and he had massive impact for his team.
Yeah, look, let's bring in the superstar. We've already stolen her channel for far too long. Doki, we apologise. We'll give it back to you. We promise. But we want to thank you, obviously, for the creative match. And yes, I've got to say first, let's get out of the way first, right? You said you had to do the walk of shame. I saw you sat back.
Yeah,
you watched.
I had fun at the chair, the commentator chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you come in here? You should have come in here and covered it in here with us.
No, I have no input. I was just like being like, wow, so this is what a team play is like. Like,
that's untrue.
Oh my god, everyone's playing together. What a revolutionary idea. I was like, our team was like, all right, guys, let's get our ones. And then it was like 2 of us anchoring, and then everyone else would just be like lurking around. And
it was a good showing. I'm not going to take anything away from you. You had team play. You picked the site, especially in the semi-final. You went for the breach. I'm not buying that you didn't have team play. You guys were just having a lot of fun while doing it. And arguably, you went to work.
Fun team. We I don't even know we had plans going in. We just like, all right, guys, let's go in, and then we just adapt on the fly. And we did take a lot of points though. We got a lot of kills from that, from our no plan strat.
Oh, look, I've got to ask you a question before we move on, but I've got to ask a question about your team. Who's your MVP? And you can pick yourself. I don't mind. Who's your MVP from your team? Your team. Come on.
But we won't get, our MVP won't even get paid.
I know you don't get paid, but it's the love that's counted. I want to know who was the person that's going to get the love.
Oh man, that's hard. I didn't think about that. I thought we were all
putting you on the spot. That's why.
Yeah,
all
I thought
MVPs.
we were. I will say maybe Super Gomez because he was playing with a fractured wrist.
What?
He's playing with a fractured wrist, and he somehow was kill leader like on day one, and was also kill leader for us on day two. So like I was telling like Badger, I was like, it's crazy that Super Gomez had a fractured wrist and then had more kills than all of us combined. I was like,
oh my days! If I would have known that, that's why you put Super in front of his name. Just one hand is killing people all the time. So, yeah.
He was like, guys, it's good that we got knocked out because I should not be playing this game with this wrist right now.
Absolutely love it.
I will say, even though we got knocked out first, we got beat by the champion team. So technically, we're second place because we warmed them up.
I like that.
There's no fault in life. Yeah, no fault in that logic.
We gave them that warm up.
And more importantly, they took your game strategy as well because they stacked together. They put a Wilson in front. I know you're telling me you remember that.
They're like, what the fuck were they doing? Like, let's make sure we don't do that. Like.
Look, you warmed them up, you sent them on to a victory, but it's big GGs. Let's just break down before we bring in the grand final interview, though. How did you find it? How did you find PUBG Blind Spot, the game, the dynamic, the agents? What's your kind of takeaways? Or maybe the convince of the people that might be watching that haven't downloaded the game yet. Why should they be getting this game downloaded and playing?
All right, if you have a group of friends, it's actually really, really fun because we were so silly. We were so silly and chaotic on our side. And also, if you get the game and try it out, by the way, click on the link pinned in our chat, by the way. You can try out PUBG Blind Spot right now. Anyway, so what we definitely learned is that we should all be crouching when we're shooting because we're like, wait, crouching is so OP. And that's how we always died. We died because people were crouching.
Yeah, you don't know that one, Mark. I mean, Mark, tell us your story. Tell us your story about your first game, huh?
Yeah, I forgot that the control button shoots the gun down. So I was that person just shooting above everyone's head and not getting anyone. I'm like, why is no one dying? In fact,
I reminded that. I was like, left control is crouch.
It was so far away from me. Yeah, absolutely love it, though.
Fair enough.
Really good play. Obviously, it's been a pleasure having you in. Obviously, unfortunately, didn't quite get through to the finals, but we do need to bring in the interview for the finals because Subroza, yes, you warmed them up, and obviously we set them on their way to a victory. But they were a team that always kind of went down game number one, but were able to kind of work themselves into a victory. So is there any kind of takeaways before we bring him in that actually, like, do you know what, you did warm them up, but how strong were they as a team actually fighting against them?
They were really good at adapting on the fly, and they played together a lot, which was something we like didn't do. So like so whenever they like bone rushed us, we were like, oh my god, they're all here. So they were very coordinated. I could tell they were very coordinated, and they definitely had like comms and stuff and everything. So they're here.
I'm about to say, like, there's a little trick here. We're meant to like G them up first, Doki. We're meant to go, well, look, we've got to say thank you for you, but more importantly, we have the winners, not just one, but we have the whole team in chat. Big GGs, though. Subroza, the heavyweights, though, of Dokibird creator. Well done, GGs. Let's there's a lot of you here. Let's start. Dicey, let's start with you, mate, because you got the kills. You've already got money in your back pocket. Big GGs, man. How did you find the game? Because you're a killing machine.
It was a great game. It was a steep learning curve about the movement and like holding angles, but I feel like since we all came from Valorant, all five of us, it really translated over with the strategy and just having an open mind and just the natural. I just feel like we're all just naturally gifted in like the FPS or just shooting game genre. So it was an overall fun experience, though.
But good, definitely a team game. We'll get the vibes from the team. Let's get some more thoughts though. Dynamic, you came into after day number one, kind of one of the MVPs, one of the guys leading the charge though. What was the kind of game strategy for you guys though, getting ready for day number two?
Honestly, we didn't prepare as much as the other team, unfortunately. But,
No massive page document, no like 10-page, no.
yeah,
it was bad.
They
It was
did a
bad.
lot of preparation, which is respectable, but it came a little short. But we had a good IGL, Subroza, leading the charge with all these strats. It was honestly just all up to his calls, and we just had to execute them well. So.
GG's, look, big GG's there. Obviously, Prod, look, you come in second day. You're playing my favourite character, the agent of choice, though, Drop Out. You played it well. Obviously, you did bounce about a couple of others. What kind of set your thought process? Did you guys have set agents depending on what you guys were playing, attacking or defensive, or was it a bit of a free roam?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Everything was a free roam. I honestly came into this tournament today on the first day thinking we were guaranteed going to lose, considering I was seeing the other levels. But as soon as I saw the names beside the levels, I knew for a fact we were bound to win this tournament. MOODA's team was very, very bad for the amount of time they put into this video game. And considering we heard their comms and they said that they had a lot of documents studying our gameplay, I was very confused on why they looked like they were running around like headless chickens. So, yeah, very happy that we won.
I absolutely love it. Simon, come on, let's hear from you. Is it the same thing? Were you guys just having a bit of fun, a bit of a banter in the game?
We're not going to talk about any specific rounds, but I'll tell you, there was one round specifically where Prod first, like for the first time, used a grenade.
Oh, what? Killed two of you?
He knocked all of us.
I remember, Mark.
We saw it. We saw it.
Oh, yes.
And he didn't pick Drop Out the next time, if I remember right, as well. He kind of swapped it up after that bit.
We said it's going to be a VOD review after the game for sure. We told him it's going to be that.
Well, look, it's an interesting learning curve, but it's a learning curve to victory. Look, Doki, look, I've got to give you the stage. This is your show. Look, the lad's yours. Ask away. Get the strats out of him.
Oh yeah, no. The only thing I want to ask was like, did you actually nade yourself? Because I like looked there. It's like, how did 3 people lose HP so fast? I was like, I was looking at the enemy team. I was like, they did not do anything. I was.
Connor, if you don't mind, can I answer this one? I mean, he honestly did nade us, but he really felt bad for the other team because it was actually embarrassing what they were doing. So he kind of was thinking like, he was trying to think like, let me make it fair. Let's do a 3v5 because honestly, like you guys saw like on the main stream when it was 5v5, like. They were sorry. Like, hey, every time they peeked around the corner, I feel like I had 10 seconds to kill these guys.
Oh my god.
It was definitely a pity nade. I agree with him. It was 100% a pity nade. We thought we put a bit of a challenge on our backs, and you know it didn't help them that much, did it? So yeah. The end is the same.
Absolutely
we basically just delayed the inevitable.
Just deny. Let's just talk about this, guys.
You want to make it close, you know, like a 3v3 game, like 3v3.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I completely agree.
Oh yeah, We're definitely not going to talk about that one round where me and Dicey had the 2v5 the entire team.
Oh, the 2v5.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yeah,
the 2v5 was crucial.
We were just flabbergasted, though. We were like, what's happening? There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. They're all gone. Like, what the hell happened? It felt like they lined up for you, though. They just came one at a time. You're just like, yeah, free kill.
There's just some things you can't prep for in the Google Doc. That's all I say. There's just some things that you just can't prep for.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
You either have it or you don't. You know, like that's what it is.
Well, look, last one from me before I let you guys go. And look, I've got to ask you, Subroza.
Yep.
I've referred to you guys as the heavyweights when it comes down to this tournament. It felt like you as a team always took the first big blow. You always had a loss to start with. And it started to feel like this was the game plan, like a false sense of security. You take the loss, you adapt, you change. Was that what you guys wanted to get into? Was it mind games at the very first offset? Or was it kind of a, let's see what you guys have got and then we adapt to how you play?
So honestly, since we have less hours than everybody, we kind of have to download their playstyle, you know, and has our team, or us 5, like we have very high IQs. So after the first game, we completely download every movement from the other team, and it gets really easy from there. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I'm gonna be honest.
I would take it. High IQ gameplay. Give yourself a champion. Round of applause, though. You're bagging the lion's share of the prize pool, £7,000. Last words from you guys. Go. What do you want to say to your fans? Whether it's the Valorant, whether it's the PUBG blind spots, whether it's the high IQ, or even the Google document, the stage is yours.
The chosen one does not prevail.
Yeah, and I'd actually like to add something as well. I'd like to say this game is actually very, very fun. I didn't know what to think about it at the beginning, but it was very fun. I will say, though, if you guys do a tournament in the future, I'd hope for some stronger opponents, because the end game was definitely not as exciting as it could be.
Let's go!
So hopefully we actually get some competitive players for the next
I just want to say that's mainly directed at Team MOODA, the chosen one.
Yeah.
I will have
my
to.
team helped
That's only
warm up there.
That's only against one team.
Doki's team was the most fun to play with because they actually made sense what they did.
we did not have a plan going in. I just want you to know.
It looked like you guys did. It looked like you guys
did. It looked from here like they did. Doki, we're not buying it. You had game strategy. I'm telling you.
If you heard our comms, there was no thinking in that head there.
Well, look, guys,
our plan was get our ones. That's our plan. Like,
it's still a plan, Doki. Don't give it up. It's still a plan. Guys, look, thank you very much. You got the prize pool. You got the winnings off your pop. And we'll get you some more competitors next time to try and step up to the plate. The chosen ones are going to be you. So thank you very much, guys. We'll see you on the next tournament. Peace.
All right, GG.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Congratulations.
GG's, guys. GG's, congrats.
Thank you.
Doki, you don't go anywhere. You're staying here with us, though. You gotta stay. It's your show because unfortunately we do have to hand back the channel. MVP though has gone down towards Dicey, so obviously GG's there,
That's right.
able to get some extra money.
The votes there for that.
Yeah. Gotta hit that. That's part of your job, right? It's all confirmed.
Everyone vote for Dicey, and there was like, all right.
Bing, 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 bing. So he's got some extra money as well on the board. So he's got the kill and he's got the MVP, so an extra $3,000 plus the $7,000 for the team. No, look, Doki, final words from yourself. Look, again, apologies, we've stolen your channel and we need to give it back to you. But come on, final thoughts for you before we close out the show.
Well, I want to say thank you again to PUBG BlindSpot for sponsoring us today for today's tournament. If you guys saw this tournament, thought it looked really, really fun, you can check it out and click on the link, ping in the chat, or like for YouTube, if you're on YouTube, in the description below. But yeah, the game has been really fun. It was fun seeing like the different strategies everyone's doing, and the team kills too. the numerous team kills that was happening everywhere. And it was definitely an enjoyable experience with my team and also the other teams too.
It has been good fun. fALECX, final close for you.
Well, check out, I think Doki has pinned a link, cherrypick.gg/Dokibird. You should definitely check that out. And thank you so much for having us. Obviously, Dokibird, it's been an amazing tournament. We had a lot of fun. We learned a lot of stuff as well, even though we obviously put in the hours as well. So there's lots and lots and lots of stuff to still unlock, to still experience, to still, kind of find out about this game. It's just dropped. It's a week old, essentially. They worked on this for 2 years, so make sure to check it out. And honestly, final thoughts, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having us, Dokibird, and thank you so much for having me as well, Mark.
Thank you for being here and casting the tournament for us.
We love this. We've done a few with the guys from early access beta through now towards what we have. Get yourself there. As you said, Dokibird has got the link in the descriptions below or up and around on the screen. It has the biggest takeaway though is going to be how fun it is. Go on, fALECX.
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you to your community as well, Dokibird, because they have kept us company in the chat, and they've all been super engaged, not only engaged, but they've also like strategized and they've helped us with an analyzing. They've seen way more stuff than I have, to be honest, while watching these games. So shout out to your chat. Genuinely like an amazing community.
Definitely amazing community, and more importantly, the community that out there. Again, we have to say thank you to PUBG and PUBG BlindSpot for setting this up. Dokibird, though, thank you very much for allowing us, borrowing the channel, should we say, for the period of time, though, for the last 2 days. For you, though, at home in chat, it has been amazing. You have been really engaging, and it has been fun from us to cast it. I want to say a big thank you to all the production staff, all the admin, and everything that goes from behind the scenes, from the observing to making my mic come out live for you guys. That's it from us, though. More importantly, make sure you smash and download that game because it is fun with yourself or with a group of mates. Though I want to see you in the Discord, and more importantly on the next Dokibird Creator Showdown. That's it from us, though. We'll see all you guys next time. Peace.
Bye bye, everyone.